NFL playoffs. We're talking about NFL playoffs. You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdown is the key to winning NFL playoffs and the key to you scoring big, betting on them at DraftKings, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something as simple as a player to score 6. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, make your pick. Here's another reason to bet your favorite player to crush it in the playoffs. New customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big during the NFL playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code MONEYMOVES. That's code MONEYMOVES for new customers to get $200 in bonus bet instantly when you bet just $5. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Wow, what a ball game. Both ball games came down to the very end. Both teams needed stops. Both teams got the stops. And guess what, Ocho? This is what I always tell people. 4 teams delayed their unhappiness, unhappiness. Because only 4 teams move on. So they're excited. 4 teams, the disappointment sets in. And then guess what? 2 teams be disappointed again next week. And then one team will be ultimately happy than somebody else. So all you're doing is delaying the disappointment if you don't win the whole thing. But we got some very, very, very good ball games today. And we have our matchup for the AFC and the NFC Championship. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightcap. Y'all know me. I'm your favorite Unc. Liberty City legend, the Bingo Ring of Fame honoree, the Pro Bowler. That's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that like button and go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from. Make sure you check out Shea by Laportier. We have it in stock. And guess what? 4 teams, you're very excited. Hey, celebrate. What better way to celebrate than with a bottle of Shea? If you cannot find it in a city or state near you, we will ship it directly to your door. Please, please drink responsibly. Go follow my media company page on all of its platforms. That's Shay Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84, with 84 being spelled out. As y'all can see, the thermal tee that we came out with last month. Those were part of our newest release. We've got new shirts, sweats, beanies, koozies, and cozies. Quantities are limited, so please make sure you grab yours while supplies last. Tickets for the Super Bowl show in New Orleans is our first spring tour stop, and the tickets are on sale now. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. The VIP meet and greet tickets are officially sold out, but there's still tickets left to be purchased for the big show. February the 6th in New Orleans at the Mahalia Jackson Theater. Be there, guys. We got great guests lined up for you, and you don't want to miss this. Both Nightcap and Club Shay Shay are both nominated for NAACP Image Award. Nightcap was nominated Outstanding Podcast, Art, Sports, and Entertainment. Club Shay Shay was nominated Outstanding Podcast, Society, and Culture. Please go vote for your favorite guys. The link is pinned in our social bios. Ocho, the Bills get their revenge. The Bills defeated the Ravens 27-25 in a dramatic finish in Buffalo, advancing to the AFC Championship game for the first time since 2021. Heartbreaking loss for the Ravens. The Bills will head to Kansas City for a rematch. Remember, Kansas City went to Buffalo. I think they lost by double digits. Now, the regular season doesn't matter, as Buffalo proved. They lost really big, really bad to who was that? The Ravens earlier this year. Derrick Henry ran wild, but Buffalo gets their revenge, and now they turn around and head back to Kansas City. Buffalo is the only team to beat Kansas City starters during the regular season, in the entire regular season in 2024. Remember, Ocho, they sought their starters the last game. But at the end of the day, this game came down to turnovers and missed opportunities. The Ravens are going to kick themselves. They turned the ball over. Lamar had 2 bad turnovers early in the ball game. And then this is a game that Mark Andrews is going to want to forget. He had a couple of drops, Ocho. He had a costly fumble. And then the 2-point conversion. You know, in a situation like that, Ocho, When the weather's bad like that, if you bobble it, it's over. You're not going to catch it again because the ball's too slick. And you got no footing. And so once he bobbled it, you know it was like, well, this is it. This is the opportunity. But when you look at this game, and it's another disappointing season, and we can't place all of this at the feet of Lamar. I didn't think he played well early. I thought they got away from the running game too soon, Ocho. Because if you look at look at when they came out of the locker room in the third quarter, and they got the ball, what they do, Ocho? Boom, 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 boom.
Went right down the field, running the ball.
Go ahead,
down the field.
Go ahead. Floor is yours.
Down running the field. They got the. Can you please explain to me, understanding how you won all season long, even with the turnovers that you did have, you had an opportunity.
Yep.
You had opportunity. There are moments in a football game. There are moments in a playoff game. There are one, two, maybe 3 plays, if that matter, out of all the plays that you run in the game. And those moments, those plays that actually mattered, they didn't capitalize on those opportunities despite the turnovers that you had.
Yeah.
Despite the turnovers. Like, listen, I'm not going to blame the game on one person. I would never do that. The turnovers hurt from Lamar. One of them didn't count because it was still tight. It was still tied up. And even though they did go down and score on that turnover, you still had opportunity to tie the game back up.
Right.
The second one, the fumble, now that's costly.
Yeah.
That's costly. Andrews.
You have to live with that, though, Ocho, because we've seen him bobble the snap. We saw him against your Bengals. He bobbled the snap and throw a touchdown to Likely. So you're going to have to live with him, because I know a lot of people say, Lamar, just fall on it, live to see another day. But what makes him Lamar Jackson is his ability to turn a disaster into something dynamic.
Yeah. Tonight just wasn't it. I feel bad for Mark Andrews.
Tough.
Because it was right there. It was right there. All he had to do was be able to secure that catch. If anything, watch it. Was that his second or third drop?
That's his second. He had 2 drops and a fumble. Remember, they punched it out. He had a big gain, and the dude punched it out, and they go down. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they went down and got a field goal. So that's what pushed it to an 8-point game.
You got to make that catch on. By all means, you got to look that in. You got to stare at the laces on that ball and look it all the way. And if you got to go back to the basics, the basic fundamentals of catching the ball, you can't drop a ball in that scenario like that.
Yeah.
You can't.
No.
Because it allows you, it gives your team another chance, a second chance.
Now you put it back on your defense. To stop them. Don't let them get in field goal range. Now, Josh, now maybe they're going to play a little free. So now Josh is going to probably do a little bit more running around because he has some freedom. So now he can rely on his legs. And I thought that's the thing that really helped Lamar and them. Like, Buffalo didn't want to give it the big play. But the one thing you got to do is you got to keep him in the pocket. You can't let him get outside the pocket. You let him get outside the pocket, so he started off, he's running. Now he gets outside of the pocket, he hits Likely. He gets outside the pocket, he hits Sims. He gets outside the pocket, he hit Andrews. You can't let him get outside the pocket. Make him beat you from the pocket. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but you want to keep him in that box. And if he works his magic in the box, Ocho, you just have to live with that, because you can't take everything away. But I'm going to take away what I know you want to do, which is get outside the pocket and buy yourself time.
Yeah. I mean, the first half, the Bills played really good.
They did.
The half, it looks like they bullied the Ravens on both sides of the ball.
They did.
Even though when you look at it, now I know I'm not blind. I know I'm not blind, and I know what I'm seeing. The Ravens defensively are first in almost every statistical category. But what I saw from the Bills in the first half, it didn't seem that way.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if the conditions played a part in that, and them being successful running the ball and moving it down with the intermediate game through the pass. I don't know if the conditions played any kind of part in that, but like it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It sucks.
It does, because
let me tell you how I know it sucks, because I feel bad for Lamar for one, and it's how you know I feel bad, because I'm not even making fun of you. I'm not even making fun of you about your team losing and going home. Like, I'm not even making fun of you, because honestly, as a Bengal, as much as I love my Bengals, I really thought and wanted, and I can say this, I really wanted Lamar to win this one, because I know he's going to win MVP, and I wanted him to have success in the playoffs and go far, into the playoffs, so he can get that monkey off his back. And It just didn't happen. Obviously, the turnovers played a part in it, even though there were moments in the game where things could have shifted in their favor and given that team another chance and opportunity to win. It just didn't go their way, and that sucks.
It's and that's what it is, Ocho. Is that we look at Lamar and we've seen Lamar this season have games where he's damn near perfect. Well, he has a perfect quarterback passer rating, 158.3. You can't get any higher than that. And we've seen him have those games. For whatever reason, those games have come few and far between when it matters the most. This is when it matters the most because there's finality to this. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. This great season, we got an all-pro quarterback that's probably going to win his third MVP in a 5-year span. We got an all-pro running back that rushed for damn near 2,000 yards. Now, Zay Flowers not being in there, that hurt, but they still got two of the best tight ends. I believe they got two top 10 tight ends. Nobody else can say that in the NFL. Right. They got, Marlon Humphrey was the first team all-pro at the slot. Hamilton made the Pro Bowl. I think they had a defensive line. Matabikwe made the Pro Bowl. They had another DN made the Pro Bowl. This is very disappointing. You look at the way they turned their season around, especially defensively, Ocho. They were really good offensively. They lost some games that you're like, y'all go and y'all beat this team, but y'all lose to the Raiders? How the hell y'all lose to the Raiders? I think they ended up losing, ended some other team that wasn't very good. And you're asking yourself, how the Ravens losing to these teams with Lamar and Derrick Henry and all these weapons that they have is that if you go back and study Lamar, and y'all can dress it up however you want to, Ocho, in the playoffs, look at how many games that he's actually played in the playoffs, and then look at how many multiple turnover games he's had in the playoffs. Now go back, juxtapose, rewind it, press play, look at the regular season, all of his starts, and look at how many multiple turnover games. Not nearly. So damn near every game, or 2/3 of the games that he's played in the playoffs, he's turning the ball over. When you turn the ball over, not only do you don't give yourself to still get play after play after play, you give them possession. So now they take you off the field because they're really not like a turnover defense, Ocho. They can occasionally, but they don't really like take the ball away like the old Ravens and put points on the board with it. But now all of a sudden, instead of 7, 8, 9, 10 plays where you could have something to hang your hat on, you only get 3 plays because you've turned the ball over. And that's what is hurting Lamar. And I know he's like, man, here we go again. It has to. Don't let anybody tell you. I know you're gonna say no. Yes, it does. Because you know what happened last year? You had 2 turnovers. And you had 2 turnovers in the first half this year. So you're playing, all of a sudden, it's going through your mind, and everybody's thinking the same thing in Baltimore. Here we go again. Lamar, because think about it, Ocho, the man only had 4 interceptions the entire
season.
So he plays 18 games, 18 plus 1. He didn't turn the ball over against Pittsburgh. So he played 18 games with 4 interceptions. And then you come out here and have another interception. And then I think had another fumble. He just has to and I want him to get over this so bad because it's a very disappointing season. Because like I said, Ocho, you and I both believe he's about to be a 3-time league MVP. And here it is.
He is. He's going to win it.
Yes.
He's going to win it because what he did during the regular season, you can't take it away from him. You can't because it was a special season.
It was.
It's just the fact that he has to understand. And listen, I know Lamar already knows when you go into the postseason, and if you look at when you made it before and you've lost. The one thing that comes down is the turnovers. You make it that much difficult. You put your team behind 8 ball. When you turn the ball over, and you say it all the time, Unc, you pay double. You pay double for them, even though you had a chance to come back. Now everything else has to go well or damn near perfect to get yourself back in the game.
It is. And if you look at Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's not a third of the quarterback, but came playoff time.
Oh yeah.
Joe Flacco supposed to have been to 2 Super Bowls. He hit Lee Evans in the hand and had the Patriots beat, and he dropped it. And then we know he went on the road. He went on the road and beat Peyton in his house. He went on the road and beat Tom in his house. And he went and he won a Super Bowl. And he had Tom beat again in his house. Joe Flacco played above. You would think, Joe, you're like, hold on, wait a minute. How the hell are you doing this in the playoff? And you don't look nothing like this in the regular season. They was calling him Joe Flacco. That's Joe Montana.
Yeah.
It's just the opposite
Protect
with
the ball.
Lamar. I don't know what it is, Ocho. I don't know if he's putting too much pressure. I don't know if it's a mental hurdle. But
Mhm.
for the turnovers, you go back and look at his first playoff game against the
Mhm.
Titans in the divisional round. He turned the ball over. He played, but remember, in the next year, he goes on the road to
Yeah.
play Buffalo. He throws a 100-plus-yard interception. He comes back
Mhm.
last year. He had 2 interceptions. Zay Flowers had again. Zay Flowers' interception was very turnover was costly because they was like at the 1 yard line. You would like to think Ocho, well, he fumbled in the end zone.
Yeah.
So you like to think Ocho, they're going to get
Yeah.
points out of that, maybe a touchdown. And then Mark Andrews, they're driving again. He punches it out. The drop pass on the 2-point conversion. It's just tough because they're going to put this at, yeah, he dropped the ball. Mark Andrews didn't play a good game, but they're going to place this at the feet of Lamar because he's their best player.
Yeah.
He's going to be the guy
Yeah.
that's going to win the MVP, not Mark Andrews, not anybody
Right.
else.
But listen, he won the MVP, right? Not only what he was able to do with his legs, but also his supporting cast.
Yes.
His supporting cast, and you need the supporting cast to show up for you all the time as much as you like to. Now, listen, the onus is on you as a quarterback. When you win, you get the praise. When you lose,
You getting the
they're
blame.
gonna let you have it. They're gonna let you have it. But your supporting cast has to come in for you, especially in times like this. In
Especially
times that they have to, huh?
if
They
it,
have to.
Ocho, if it was a situation where they're going back and forth, and all of a sudden somebody fumbled the ball, and Lamar had one of those days where he's like 5 touchdowns and he doesn't turn the ball over, but somebody else
Mhm.
gets stripped, or somebody
Mhm.
ball caroms off their hands. You're like, hey,
Right.
I don't know what else Lamar y'all want Lamar to do. The man had
Yeah.
5 touchdown passes. He didn't have a
Mhm.
turnover. That was
Right.
the receiver got it pulled out. That was the running back that fumbled the ball. But these situations, Ocho, they had 3 turnovers tonight. That matched their total from the last 7 games.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And conditions, we can't make no
Yeah.
excuses.
Hell, the weather's
We
bad
can't.
in Baltimore. That make you seem like,
Yeah.
Ocho, the weather, bro. Baltimore, what's the weather like in Baltimore? Cleveland, what's the weather like in Cleveland? Cincinnati,
Same.
what's the weather like in Cincinnati?
Just like
Pittsburgh,
this.
what's the weather like in Baltimore plays bad weather games.
Yeah.
Newsflash, and they don't play in a dome.
Right.
If you didn't know better, we're going to talk about this game a little later. If I didn't tell you, if you didn't know the Rams was in LA, you would think, hold on, how is Matthew Stafford throwing the ball like this? How are they doing what they doing? They're not supposed to be able to do like this. It's sunny in
Mhm.
California. They play in a
Yeah.
dome. Arizona is in a dome.
Right.
This
It
Lamar Jackson,
sucks.
Ocho, has played 8 playoff games. 8. He's had multiple turnovers in half of them.
Damn. I from a playoff standpoint and the chances at Lombardi, right? What is the window of opportunity for the Ravens?
He's going to
While
be
they have while they have the team that they have right now, what do you think the window of opportunity for them is to actually get to a chip,
as long as they got Lamar, they still got a chance.
no matter
They
what?
still got a chance.
They
Ocho, he's
still
had
okay.
multiple turnovers in only 14 of his 94 starts. That's 15%. He's had turnovers in his 8 starts 50% of the time.
Mhm.
There it is for you in a nutshell. You pay double for turnovers in the playoffs.
Right.
Because guess what? If he doesn't, and when you turn the ball over, no matter who it is, obviously you don't want your quarterback once it leaves his hands. But those last 3 points, Ocho. So now that
Yeah.
touchdown and you
Right.
kick a field goal, you're in the lead. You're in
Right.
the lead. Now you put the onus on them to go down and have to make plays for you. I
Right.
just thought, and plus, look, those turnovers, you could have overcome them, Ocho. I just
Mhm.
believe they got away from the running game too soon. Because
Mm.
you look at what they did in the third quarter, they dominated. They went back to bully ball. We're the more physical team. And all of a
Team.
sudden,
Yeah.
those runs that was 1 and 2 yards, Derrick Henry started getting 10, 12.
10, 12, yeah.
Justice Hill, he's getting 10, 20. Stick with it. Stick with it. Don't be disillusioned by the 1-2 because you're the Ravens. You're the number 1 rush team in football. That's what you're damn near been every year since Lamar has taken over at the quarterback position. Be true to who you are. Yes, we
Yeah.
know Lamar can throw the ball. Yes, but in this situation, hey, we're the more physical football team, and
Yeah.
we're gonna impose our will. And the thing is, Zay Flowers playing, and that's what you have to guard against. Ocho, he was in there. They
Mhm.
already had the lead. He catch a little jailbreak screen, and then he runs, and the guy cut thing falls on him, and it looks like it looked like it's innocent at the time,
Right.
but he's your best receiver. He's your guy that's going to the Pro Bowl, and you don't have him for 2 games. Now,
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman played well. Likely played
Very well.
unbelievable. It's going to be interesting to
Mhm.
see what they do with Likely. I don't know if he's under contract, but somebody's going to pay him a ton of money if he's not.
Absolutely.
Because he can play.
Absolutely.
He can play. He can run. I mean, he's big. He can run. He's agile.
Yeah.
I mean, for a guy his size, the way he can drop his
It's
hips,
like, yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
He can drop
He
his
played
hips,
very,
stop, plant, cut, transition.
he can
I
do it.
really like his game.
Yeah, he can do everything really well, especially if he goes to another team that is more pass centric, as
And
far
he's
as,
the number
throw
one
the ball a
option.
little bit more. Huh?
And he's a bigger part of the game plan.
Yes, sir.
He's a bigger
Yes,
part
sir.
of the game plan because look, first of all, the Ravens are a running team. We know that. Zay Flowers is the number one option, and he's having to split targets and everything with Andrews.
Right.
Now he's gonna be the man to try. He's gonna be the number one tight end. And now
That's how.
with his ability to run the way he can catch in his catch radius, hell, who's to say that he can't be the number one option?
Yeah. That's a possibility. Hold on, depending on where you go now.
Yes, but
Depending
that's
on
the
where you
thing,
go.
Ocho. The possibility of him going somewhere is going to be a team that needs a receiving tight end,
Right.
and he can make those plays. But
Right.
we talk about this all the time, Ocho, and when we're talking about it, you're like, what happens if Lamar don't win? Because we've already broached the subject. Like Ocho, he wins the MVP, and he doesn't get to the Super Bowl. What are they going to say?
Yeah.
He didn't even get to the championship game this year. He got to the
Mhm.
championship game last year. He didn't
Right.
even get to the championship game this year. And so again, it's the games you lose games to the Raiders. How you lose to the
Right.
Raiders? Who they lose to, Ash? I know they lost to the Raiders. Oh, they lost to Cleveland. Remember they lost to Cleveland, Ocho? And we like,
Yeah. Yeah.
how
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
F
Yeah.
y'all lose to Cleveland?
They went away from the run.
Yes.
They went away from the run in that game as well.
So now all of a sudden you get Baltimore to come in your building. Now I don't know if you have enough to overtake Kansas City,
Mhm.
but Kansas City beat you. So if y'all finish with the same record, they own the tiebreaker because they beat you head to head.
Yeah.
Buffalo losing that game. Now Buffalo has a type of offense that can travel because that quarterback is really, really dangerous.
Very.
That's
And
what
he can play in any condition,
any
huh?
condition because he can throw the
Rain,
ball through a
snow,
hurricane. Same as
yeah.
Lamar, you got to contain him. He's gonna buy time and buy time and buy time. The guy's gonna come open. He can run the ball. You get outside the pocket and run. He can get outside the pocket and throw the ball over your head. He's really accurate. He
Yeah.
can roll left, roll right. This team is capable. This is what they wanted. Was an opportunity to get back at Kansas City, to go back
Yeah.
to one of their most painful losses because they had the
Hmm.
game won with 13 seconds on the clock, Ocho.
Yeah.
They had the game in hand.
That's
And
crazy.
they had the game. Think about it, Ocho. They had the game like 4 or 5 times. Gabe Davis comes to
Mhm.
touchdown and puts them up. They passed the ball to Tyreek and he puts them up and puts Kansas City back up. And then Gabe Davis said, "Nah, let me show y'all something." He gets another touchdown. Said, "Now we got y'all ass. Y'all,
Yeah.
hey, we done put the stake through the vampire's heart."
Oh, that's crazy. But listen, listen, man. uh, Listen, now back to you. Now you can't say foot or ball.
Whoa, Ocho.
You
That's the
can't say
homie.
foot or
That's the
ball.
homeboy. That's the
Huh?
home team.
Uh,
That's Florida.
Hold on.
Boynton Beach.
Hold on now. I know that. Hold on. Now you talked about your Broncos. You done grabbed all your helmets. You were talking about your trophies last week and all that. Now, so I just want to let you know you can't say play or off.
What about him?
And what was that?
That's
Oh nah. Y'all they went home last week.
okay.
They went home last week.
Hold on, let me get something, man. Damn. Hold on, what I got down here?
Hey,
Oh,
that you anything
that's
start with a
Bronco.
R, a
Yeah.
B, don't even say anything start with a B. Nothing start with an R tonight. The rest of the show. And I'm still
Oh, look,
upset them
you
boys
can't
lost,
just.
man.
What about this one, Ocho?
What's that? What's that? A cup holder? Nah. Hmm. Hey, both your teams at home now, huh?
Yeah, he.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You don't feel bad,
Listen,
Ocho?
yeah. Listen, I'm just being honest, huh? You know, and people in the chat, I'm not sure if you're fans of the Ravens or
That's
not.
nothing. I thought I put
I'm
that.
just gonna be honest with you. I really wanted Lamar. Obviously, my Bengals are in it, and if there was anyone, if there was a horse that I had in the race, it was just one to see Lamar get it done. I want to see him get it done. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. So it's upsetting to me, you know, and
Can
I
you
know
see
what
that,
they're gonna say.
Ocho?
Yeah. Hey, y'all lost, man.
Ocho, why you
Y'all
trying to rain
lost.
on my parade?
I'm not trying to rain on your parade. The parade is raining on you. That's the difference.
I mean, ain't no little something. I was a little Raven, you know. Sometimes I think you forgot I played for the Ravens. Can you see that?
But you played for the Ravens. You was there for 2 minutes.
Hold on. What that patch say? Can you see that patch?
What it say?
Something 35. It's Roman numerals at 35. I don't know. XXX5. B.
Oh yeah. You know you're a Super Bowl champ. Congratulations.
Hold on, Ocho.
I won a Super Bowl on Madden.
Ocho, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Man,
I won a
Ocho,
Super
man,
Bowl.
I thought we. Hold on. I got 2 teams. You got no teams. And now all of us out the playoff.
Listen, Cancun on 3. However you want to do
All
it.
right. 1,
However you want to
2,
do
3, Cancun.
it.
I guess I
Hey,
might well
listen,
take me a drink.
I'm gonna take me a drink too. Take me a drink too.
Man, they got away from the run too early, Ocho.
Yeah, man.
I said,
Yeah.
look, don't be frustrated if it's not going well early. Rely on Derrick Henry, rely on that run game.
Damn. Hey, that one hurt. But again, as a fan of the game, as a fan of football, again, I didn't have no horse in the race. Now Lamar's a Florida boy.
Yeah.
He's the only one in the playoffs that I was rooting for. You know, on that side, you know. So if anything, boy, have at it. I'm rooting for you. It didn't happen. I'm happy for the Bills fans. I'm sure there are a lot of Bills fans in the chat. Congratulations to you guys. Congratulations to Josh Allen. Now we're gonna have a nice game coming up. Uh, Another what? AFC Championship
AFC
game? Another
Championship
repeat?
game.
It's gonna
They
be a
beat
good
them a
one.
couple of years. They beat them a couple of years ago. They beat them
Yeah.
1 year in the championship game, right? Didn't they have beat the Bills in the championship? I know that that was the greatest divisional round because every play came down to the last second.
Yeah.
Tennessee, no, your Bengals beat Tennessee on the last second kick. Who's that? Kansas City beat Buffalo on the last second touchdown.
Uh-huh.
But
Hmm.
the Rams beat Tampa on the last second kick, and the 49ers beat Green Bay on the
Hmm.
last second kick. So it was chaos. It was unbelievable. But man, I just feel bad because you would have thought now a potential 3-time league MVP would have made it to the Super Bowl by now.
Yeah.
He's young, he's 28, but Ocho, just because Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl at 23 and never
Yeah.
went back. We've got to stop saying, "Oh, he's young." It ain't no guarantee.
No.
You got to take advantage of these opportunities. There is no
Mhm.
guarantee because Lamar
Right.
Jackson is old. He's gonna get well. He got plenty of time, bro.
That's why I asked you that question earlier.
Yeah,
That's why
man.
I asked you that question as far as that window of opportunity goes, based on the team, the structure of the team, and the players that they have right now. What are their chances? And obviously, whenever you have a Lamar Jackson, your chance is good every goddamn year.
Yeah,
But again, your supporting cast does matter. So Lamar Jackson doesn't have to shoulder the load of everything and having to feel he has to put the team on his back to get to a chip.
I think.
Now,
Plus,
if there was a year you were going to do it, it would be this year. I'm assuming they can keep everybody intact offensively and defensively. I'm not sure who has to leave, who's due for contracts next year as well. Another
Probably
opportunity.
Kyle Hamilton is due a contract. But the thing
Yeah.
is, Ocho, is that when you look at it, is that they really didn't have no significant injury. Derrick Henry's there the whole year.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson there the whole year. Hill the whole year. Likely the
Yeah.
whole year. Andrews
Zay
didn't
didn't
get
get
back
hurt
till
to
late.
the back end.
Yeah, Zay missed the playoffs, but he was there the whole year.
Yeah.
For the most part, their key guys played really well. Kyle Van Noy had a career year in sacks.
Yeah.
Do we believe he'll have another career year next year? At some point in time, Ocho, when you take Derrick Henry, 1,900 yards, Lamar Jackson had a season of seasons. At some point in time, you got to cash this in, Ocho.
Yeah.
You can't keep getting up to the finish line and letting somebody nip you at the tape.
Yeah.
You've got to cash these moments. And we do this all the time, Ocho. Oh, he young. But that's not how it works in sports. Just because you young, there ain't no guarantee. Guess what? Guess who else is young? A lot of y'all make it seem like Mahomes 40. He's only a year older than Lamar, and he's in this game. Josh Allen is a year younger. Look at these quarterbacks. Jayden Daniels is how old?
But 23?
Hell no, he can't. Yeah, he might be 23 because he transferred.
Yeah.
He transferred from Arizona State. Jayden Daniels 24. Jayden Daniels is 24. But you
24?
But you look at all these quarterbacks. Josh Allen, Joe, all these guys, they're young. And none of these guys, you look at Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen, Bo Nix, Jayden Daniels, all these guys. Now, the older statesman is Matthew Stafford. He's 36. Jared Goff is in his 30s. But these young guns, they're here. They're here. Jordan Love is 20 something, but the notion that he's young, he'll be back, there ain't no guarantee.
You know what the funny thing is about it? If we talk about Lamar, talk about he's young, he'll be back. Look at the slate of the AFC quarterbacks you just named. It's gonna be hell for the next decade.
Yes.
Talk about it, he'll be back. Boy, all right. Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Who else? Talk to me. AFC
Bo Nix, Justin Herbert made the playoffs. We're talking about guys just made the playoffs. Yes, we know they're gonna get better, and the teams are gonna regroup, because the thing is, Ocho, when you play in the playoffs and you lose, the team will never be the same again. The exact same players that's in that locker room today, they won't be there next year. Some players are gonna go. Some hold on. Who's to say Todd Monken doesn't get a head coaching job? See, nobody ever factored that in.
Right. Wait, I got another one for you. Listen, with the amount of coaches interviewing this all season, it's time for the Ravens to move on from John Harbaugh.
No, I don't think so. I think Harbaugh did a great, unbelievable job. They won another. I think it's disappointing, Ocho, because again, we got to have a three-time league MVP, and we're not in the Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl. It's going to be disappointing. It's going to be disappointing. His career will be what his career is. But if Lamar Jackson doesn't get to a Super Bowl, Ocho, it's going to be very disappointing. It's going to be unfulfilling, because he promised the Ravens a Super Bowl. When he got drafted, Deion asked him, what are the Ravens getting? He said the Ravens are going to get a Super Bowl out of me. You can bet you can bet on that.
You know, honestly, I think he's gonna hold true to his promise. I think he's going to hold true to his promise.
Ocho.
At some point, you're gonna get over that hump, when you get to the playoffs and you protect the ball, as opposed to how you have, in other
of your playoff games, you turn the ball over multiple times.
Yeah,
but
I think one you can manage. Two, you make it difficult. You make it very, very difficult.
Because the first one, your defense bowled their back and didn't cost you anything. The next one you turned over, they got points out of that. So you gave up points. You gave up you allowed them to have an extra possession that they didn't deserve.
Yeah.
Deserved, but they earned it because they took the ball away. Yeah, it's frustrating. I can just imagine the disappointment in that locker room, because the Ravens, because think about it, Ocho, they blew them out. They didn't just beat them by a touchdown or a field goal when they came to Baltimore.
Right.
They blew them out.
Right.
The game wasn't close
At all.
But when you in the playoffs, you gotta take care of the football. Look at it. The Rams. If the Rams don't have all them turnovers, the Rams probably beat the Eagles, Ocho.
Mm-hmm.
We saw last night. What happened last night? What did Detroit do? Turn the ball over.
Turn the ball over. Ridiculous.
People keep talking about Kansas City. Yeah, but Kansas City hadn't turned the ball over in 8 games. 8.
Mm-hmm.
You win a lot of games if you don't give the ball away. Listen, I don't need to beat you. I'm going to make you beat your damn self by turning the ball over. That's what I'm going to do. I don't got to do anything, Ocho. I'm just going to sit back here and watch you fumble it and turn interceptions. I'm going to go sit back here and do my thing. Man, all I know is that I'm moving on. You ain't got to say, because you know, Ocho, we growing up, they ain't beat us. We beat ourselves. Okay, well, you weren't playing yourself. You know yourself advancing.
Right.
We moving on. And I just know I know the feeling in that locker room because I've been there. The Ravens believe they're the better team. They believe they should have beaten this team today, and they let it slip away. They let it slip away. And this was supposed to be the year of their redemption because of what happened last year in the AFC Championship game, Ocho. And I'll be damn it if they didn't let another one slip away. Tick, 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 tick. Time is ticking. Because these other teams are gonna get better too.
Yeah. You know the funny thing? Even with the other teams getting better, even with other teams getting better in the AFC, in the NFC, there will still not be another Lamar Jackson. It won't. So it always gives you that hope. It always gives you that chance in the back of your mind, even as a Ravens fan. You know, for those that are you in the chat that are watching.
Yes.
You have to know you're always going to be in contention. Because not only are other teams getting better, you know, your owner, your GMs, your coaches have one job as well. Continue to put pieces around Lamar to make sure that you have a chance to get back to this point, to get back to an AFC Championship. At one point, to be able to play in a Super Bowl, you know, and improve your team.
Can I ask you a question?
Talk to me.
How many times do you take the pretty girl out and you don't get nothing before you stop?
3.
Okay. Because that's that's the pretty girl. Lamar Jackson is that. 3-time league MVP, an all-pro.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. Lamar Jackson is the first quarterback to be a 3-time first team, a 3-time all-pro quarterback in his first 7 years. He's the first. Think about all the quarterbacks. Peyton, Tom, Aaron Rodgers, John Elway, Dan Marino, name a quarterback. None.
Yeah.
It's done what Lamar Jackson has done. He's a 3-time first-team all-pro quarterback in his first 7 years.
That's crazy when you think about it. That's just how dynamic and special
Young, Brett Favre. Name a quarterback. All your great quarterbacks. The one that's what? Tom Brady. Tom Brady's only been a 3-time first-team quarterback 3 times in 23 seasons. 22 seasons, however long he's played. He's a 3-time. Lamar Jackson has done that 3 times in his first 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
About to be a 3-time, he's about to have more MVPs in his first 7 years than any quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, Ocho, you know it counts more in the playoffs than the regular season.
That's what they judge the quarterbacks off anyway.
That's it. No other player, no other player gets judged off the playoffs like the quarterback does.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how he makes his money. That's how he makes his name. If you want to be, you can be great, but if you want to be iconic, the playoffs is where it's at. Kobe, Bird, Magic, Jordan, Braun, iconic, Shaq, Montana, Rice, Mahomes, Brady, iconic.
It puts you into another stratosphere. It puts you into another conversation. The conversation separates you from everybody else. Oh, there have been a lot of NFL players in NFL. There have been a lot of NFL quarterbacks in NFL, but you become iconic.
I think it's of Ocho, players, coaches, general managers, front office, over 25,000.
Damn.
25,000. 25,000.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about the Hall of Fame, that's I think it's less than 400. But when you talk about historic and iconic players, Lamar Jackson has an opportunity that when you talk about the NFL, you cannot mention anything about the NFL or quarterbacks without saying L. Jack's name.
Yeah.
That's what he has an opportunity to do.
You know what's funny? And even now, even at this point, with no Super Bowl, you can't talk about the story of the quarterbacks throughout the entirety of the NFL without mentioning his name now. So imagine what happens when he gets over the hump. Because you can't tell the story. You can't tell the story of quarterbacks based on what he's done once he wins his MVP without mentioning his name.
But what now you win a Super Bowl when the Bradys and the Montanas and the Mahomes having a discussion. Let me roll my what y'all guys talking about? I'm at the table, Ocho.
Oh yeah.
I'm at the table.
Yeah. Damn, man.
Yes. He's special. All it takes is one. And I've said this. I believe if he can get one, and I hate using the caveat if, but if he can just get one, I believe the floodgates are open.
Yeah.
I believe the floodgates for Lamar Jackson will open. And boy, it's hard. I mean, you think about it. Marino was 23 and went to the Super Bowl, won the MVP, and never been back. It took, I mean, John went, I think John came in, 21, 83, 84, 85, 86. He went to the Super Bowl in 86, went in 87, went back in 89, ain't win it. John won the Super Bowl in year 15 and year 16. Kelly never won. Moon never won. I mean, think about it. They were killing Steve Young. Steve Young was winning MVPs just like Lamar.
Yeah.
It wasn't until he won that Super Bowl he got that bear off his back.
Once you get that monkey off, hey, look, you ever ran the 400?
Of course.
You know what it's like when you coming out that curve on that 300.
Yeah,
and that monkey jump on your back coming down that straight away.
Yep.
All right.
And that's what it takes. All Lamar. That's Steve Young. He had to get that. He had to get that one.
Right.
Get that one.
Once you get that, you do it.
That's it. But Buffalo do what it needed to get done. Did what it needed to do, and they win 27-25. Mark Andrews has an opportunity to tie the game up, potentially send it to overtime. But there was going to be a minute and 30-something seconds on the clock, so Buffalo could have gone down and got a field goal or touchdown. We'll never know.
Yeah.
But
true. Don't forget, congratulations, any Bills fans in the chat.
Congratulations. Yeah, they got great fans, Ocho. They got unbelievable fans. They get a new stadium, state of the art. Couldn't happen to I don't know if have you ever played in Buffalo?
Yeah, of course. I played against Eric Moles, Peerless Price. I played
They got some of the best fans.
I played Buffalo a few times.
Oh, they got it. They got the basketball team. They got the Sabres,
Buffalo
hockey.
Sabres, yeah.
But man, those fans, they bleed Bills. Look, I've been a lot of places. I played in Denver. Great fans. Everybody know the Broncos. Kansas City. Oh my God, Arrowhead. Those fans dressed in all red. They're out there cooking out. The game starts at 1? Well, it actually started noon because they're on Central Time. They're out there early. Cleveland. They ain't even come close to getting to the Super Bowl since the 80s. And those fans. But Buffalo
is different. Buffalo's fans are in a class of their own. They're in a class of their own. When it comes to not just enjoying the game, not just supporting your team, but you talk about having fun and doing it right.
Look,
doing it the right way and making the most of your time.
Buffalo mess around and win the Super Bowl. Whoever they beat, that quarterback, your charity, go get an influx of money.
Hey, listen. The organization, the fans themselves, when it comes to that and giving back, even to opposing teams, whatever the cause may be, pure effing class.
They are.
Class.
Congratulations to the Buffalo Bills. They move on to the AFC Championship game to face the Kansas City Chiefs with a win over the Ravens, 27-25 on a failed 2-point conversion. But hey, it happens. Ravens, there's next year. But at some point in time, it's going to be time up for next year. Next year is now. The Eagles defeated the Rams 28-22. Philadelphia advances to the NFC Championship game for the second time in 3 years. They will host the Commanders next Sunday in an all-NFC East clash. Saquon rushed for 205. Remember, he had 255 the first game. This is the second time this season he's exceeded 200 yards rush against the Rams. The majority of the yardage came on 2 carries. He had a 78-yarder. He had a 62-yarder. Jalen Hurts suffered his knee injury in the second half, but was able to finish the game. Ocho, you and I talked last night. I'm not going to let Saquon beat me. Yeah. If Jalen Hurts throws for an efficient 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, I walk to the middle of the field. Hey, good luck next week. Whoever y'all play against the Commanders, man, you're a hell of a player. Yeah. That's what I do. I'm not going to let Saquon beat me. And I'll be damned if they didn't let Saquon beat him.
You have to remember, right? We got Lane Johnson. You got Lane across the board. They average as far as weight goes, but the Rams' defensive line is undersized. Huh? They're undersized. They tried. They had some moments where they were able to contain Saquon, but at some point, you keep chopping that wood. At some point, it's going to break. At some point, it's going to crack, and that's exactly what happened due to them being so undersized up front. Even if you stack a 9 in the box, once they come off the ball, they bully them boys up front.
They definitely did that.
They bully them boys up front. So it's like, and it takes so much pressure off Jalen. It takes so much pressure off Jalen Hurts too.
Yeah,
sure. It takes so much pressure off him because he don't have to do much because Saquon is carrying the load. Same situation over there in Baltimore. Put the ball in your bell cow's hands and let him take the game over for you.
But Philly never got away from that.
Yeah, they didn't.
That's the problem, Ocho. Baltimore got away from it for a quarter. Why? And you look at some plays, they had Saquon got stopped. But you let him get that hole and he stepped to the side. Pieced him out.
You know what's so funny?
What's that?
Is he take them small steps when he running and faster than every damn body and never get caught from behind.
The thing is, he's quick. The thing is, he has great balance. If you look at the crossover, his step, they give him the ball and he steps outside, and when he sees a crease,
he gone. He hit it. He hit it. And he hit another gear.
He stepped on it, man. The first one that he stepped on it, gone. The 78-yarder, Ocho, he's like
out of there.
And that was just Ocho. That wasn't a toss. That was just a handoff.
Handoff, yeah.
And then he crosses over, boom, and he exploded. A pair of fumbles on back-to-back drives set the Rams back significantly. Matthew Stafford had LA in the red zone. I thought LA was going to do it because Puka Nacua made a heck of a catch over Slay, or Darius Slay with a chance, and then on 4th down. But Ocho, I'm looking at there was some miscommunication with the center and the right guard because on back-to-back plays you turn Jaylen Carter. I don't know. I'm not going away from him.
Yeah,
I'm not going away from him.
The center looked right. And the guard slid to the right, and then he went to the left, and then tried to come back. And by the time he came back, he was sacking Stafford. I'm like,
bro, why would you do?
What you doing?
Listen, hey, y'all handle that over there. I got to worry about this one.
Yeah,
this is the one I got to worry. He's the one, and he did it again on 4th down. I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, bro, I'm not. Listen, on the defense, Ocho, if you got Reggie White, if you got Bruce, you got LT. I respect everybody on the offensive line, defensive line, because you're in the league. But I'm not. Hey, it's like AD. Why would you slide? Why would you double someone else other than Aaron Donald? Why would you double someone else other than J.J. Watt? Why? That's Jaylen Carter.
Yeah.
He's the
And
most
you can
he's
have
the most disruptive right now.
up to,
And I said this,
right.
if he ever got in shape, because I saw him in college. Not his
Yeah.
last year. Last year he was bull jiving. But when he hungry and motivated, and I think he's motivated now because he's an all pro, he's a Pro Bowl player. Ocho. If in the next 3 years he's not a defensive player of the year, I ain't talking about a candidate. I'm saying a defensive player of the year where they call his name defensive player of the year is Jaylen Carter, he should be disappointed. That's the kind of ability this young man has. He's explosive. He can play the run. He's disruptive. He can pressure your quarterback. He punched the ball out because he did a great one hand and punched the ball out of Kyron Williams' hand. Man, he has all the tools. Now he should be thinking, man. I'm thinking Hall of Fame. I'm thinking, hey, they need to start getting me ready for the size 52, a 54 jacket.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He has that kind of ability.
Does he know it though? Now, if he can channel all that and understand how great he is or how good he is now, it's all about him understanding what you can see. Watch it from home. We can see the greatness in him.
Oh, he's special.
He got to understand it and funnel all that energy into his craft.
He's so
he could be one of the best. He could be one of the best to ever do it.
He showed up he's so quick off the ball, Ocho, for a man his size. Man his size ain't supposed to be that kind of explosive.
No, not his first step is not supposed to be that fast.
And he's powerful. I don't know if he's weight room strong, Ocho. I don't know if he can bench 500 pounds and squat all that.
Right.
But I'm talking about football strength to take a man. I said that's the way you could tell somebody. Can you move a man against his will?
Against his will. Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Can you move him against his will? When he said, "Man, I ain't going nowhere." The hell you say? You finna get off this plot of land?
When I think about it, I got 3 defensive tackles, right?
Yeah.
Three defensive tackles that were not only weight room strong, but on the field it showed up as well. And then their first step, quick as hell. Now watching Jaylen Carter, he's one that's been able to do it. Aaron Donald, weight room strong.
Oh yeah.
Also
his quickness,
a technical savage.
Yes.
With a quick step. I got 2 more for you though.
What do you got?
Remember Big Sam Adams?
Oh yeah, I remember. I played with Hammer.
Man, Big Sam had one of the quickest first steps, man, to be that size, but also weight room strong.
Yes.
And the one that take the cake, the only man I've ever seen put 45s on the bench bar to where it's no room left when you can't put them on there, with the quickest first step as well.
Who that?
That goddamn Vince Wilfork, man.
What?
And then he up under the bench talking, holding the conversation, and with all the place, the bar bending.
Wow.
Bar ain't even straight no more. He got all the 45s on I don't even know how much it was. People in the chat, if you lift weights, you could please tell me how much when you have all the 45s on the bench bar where you can't put them on there. He holding the conversation with me. We in the weight room. And he talking to me and slow. I'm not talking about bringing it down and coming back up right away. I'm talking about slow. What the hell you be? What?
Man, I love watching him, obviously watching Jaylen Carter. Like I said, I was disappointed in him because I thought he bull jived his last year. He knows he's going to be a top pick. The Eagles got a bargain. The Eagles should have never been able to get him at 10. But he had some issues. He had some red flags. Got a couple of, some trouble with the law and speeding and the situation. They got himself into some trouble. But he's supposed to have been the number 1 overall pick. That's how good he is. That's the kind of ability that he has. And I think now he's starting to learn it. Hopefully Fletcher Cox, who was there and retired. Hopefully he got an opportunity to talk to him and say, son, you got Reggie White's potential. Everybody know what Reggie, the Minister of Defense, everybody know what Reggie was. Reggie brought it. Every game, every play, whether he was in Philly, he was in Green Bay, he retired, came back for his last year, played 1 year in Carolina. People don't realize that Reggie played a year in Carolina because he had at that point in time, I think he had retired. Him and his wife Sarah had got a place on Lake Norman. But man, Jaylen Carter, this Eagles team is gonna be Everybody thought they was gonna be going to Detroit. It's like, no, we got the NFC Championship game on our field, and we got it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a great game because both games were close. Both games were close, Ocho. They won by 8 on their field, and then Washington ended up winning in that last and sudden death. Wasn't overtime, but they ended up winning on the last second when he threw that touchdown pass with like 4 or 5 seconds. And the thing with Washington is because of their quarterback, Ocho, they believe they got a chance. Because look how many games that they won on the last possession, the last throw of the game. So we don't believe we're out of any game long as we got that guy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good one.
Hey, I wonder what the weather's gonna be like. But you know, DC just as cold. Yeah, DC is just as cold. Philly.
Yeah,
just as cold.
You'll probably get. I mean, it started the game. Look at the field, how it looked like. Ooh, it's just gonna be cold, and next thing you know, snow.
Yeah.
So it's probably gonna be that next week. Same thing, Ocho. Eagles fans showed up outside the Rams team hotel today and started trash talking the players this morning. This comes after LA's Jared Verse said last week that he hates Philly and all their fans. Jaylen Carter approached Verse pregame, offered to put the championship game bonus on the line. Verse declined.
Yeah. Listen, Verse might have talked this trash, but boy, he showed up today,
Well, he gonna be defensive rookie of the year.
He showed up today. Verse showed up today as much. Listen, as a team, the team didn't win. But when you talk trash like that before a game, he backed it all up.
Oh yeah,
he backed it all up with his play. He was all over the place.
Hey,
he was giving Jalen Hurts hell.
Hey, I like Jaylen Carter. Jaylen Carter said, "Hey, you confident? Put your bonus up.
Put your money up."
I was just playing. Nah, man. I was just playing, Ocho, man. You know how I mean. Hey.
Yeah. You know, as a rookie, you ain't putting that money on the line.
Nah. What? I mean, what did they get? 77 grand for winning today?
Yeah, everybody. You know, when you get to the playoffs, everybody checking.
I don't like that. I'm taking a pay cut. Because I know my check looked like in the regular season, and y'all give me. Yeah. First of all, it wasn't near this when I played. Right. So you can just imagine when I went to that. I retired 20 years ago, Ocho. So you could know the checks wasn't nowhere near this. So I definitely wouldn't have bet. Oh, I would have bet like Green Bay because they was talking that ish. Oh, I definitely would have bet all them bums.
Right.
I definitely would have bet all them for sure. Man, it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be. I don't know who had this. Who had Washington and Philly on your bingo card in the NFC Championship? I think a lot of teams had, but Ocho.
They might have had Philly. They might have had Philly in it.
Exactly.
But not Washington. No.
Everybody either had Kansas City. You had some combination: Kansas City, Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore, Baltimore, Buffalo. That was the combination that you had in the AFC. So I don't think anybody's surprised that we see Buffalo and Kansas City. I think there's a lot of people in shock, other than people like, Earthquake. Quake is a big Washington fan. Right. There are a lot of people that are Commander fans that grew that like, man, I'm tired of this losing. I think somebody asked me today, man, do we got a chance? I'm like, yeah, you got a chance. It's a football game, but I wasn't gonna put no money on Washington, not against Detroit.
I said the same thing when they asked me. I said, listen, Jayden Daniels has had a phenomenal season, but what the Detroit Lions have been able to do all season, outside of losing 2 games. And having some games where Jared Goff turned the ball over, they were still able to come out with a win and be victorious. I don't see them beating Detroit.
I don't either.
And that was based off my eyes and what I saw.
Correct.
Even though Jayden Daniels was playing phenomenal football, and boy, did he prove me wrong.
Well, hell, when you turn the ball over 4 or 5 times, what do you expect? And you gave them a touchdown you let them score points on your possession.
Yeah, it's pick 6. Yeah. You're right.
Then you took points off the board because you were late with Williams on the post route, and you allowed
Undercut it.
Yes. And then they run a pass. They let Jameson. Why would y'all throw? He throwing the ball, Ocho, covered or not, he gonna throw it.
Wait, hold on now. You know better than that, Unc. Now listen, I can attest. When we run it in practice, they let you know if it's one-on-one, you give your play either tuck the ball and run or throw it
Out of bounds.
We live to see another down.
Ocho, we told him if he not wide open, don't you throw that ball. I'm talking Ocho. I'm saying wide open.
Open, yeah.
Wide
Clear.
If he's not wide open, don't you
Right.
throw it. Tuck it and run, or let somebody get a souvenir.
Right.
Oh Lord. But you can't turn what Golf had what 4 turnovers? I think they had 5 total. Who you beating?
Nobody. You ain't beating the Sisters of the North if they had a damn flag team with 4 turnovers.
No. But it's gonna be a great game. I think it's gonna be hopefully it's a great game. Jayden Daniels had a phenomenal season. I mean, I can't even imagine to see a rookie in the Super Bowl.
Hold on, not in the Super Bowl. Mind you're playing in New Orleans. You know what New Orleans is, right?
Oh yeah, this is what hour from Baton Rouge.
Not only is it an hour, you just came from LSU. Think about the story in the know.
Yeah.
From LSU, back in New Orleans, you're in a dome, so we already know how he plays when the weather's clear. If I'm just saying, I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, that's what we talking about. If he were to make it.
Ooh, my goodness.
It's crazy how good this young man is.
Yeah.
And everybody talking about the Bears should have traded. No. If he's in the Bears, he's not doing what he's doing. Because guess what? Cliff Kingsbury isn't there.
Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury isn't there. Y'all think he's doing this without Kingsbury? Kingsbury has a relationship. If you go back and look at it, Murray won Rookie of the Year. His ability to resonate with quarterbacks. He was calling plays for Johnny Manziel when Johnny won the Heisman.
Yeah.
Go back and look at his work with quarterbacks. As a matter of fact, I think he was the head coach of Mahomes. Was he the head coach of Mahomes when Mahomes at Texas Tech?
Texas Tech?
I'm almost certain. Yeah. When Mahomes threw for over almost 800 yards, Ocho, in a game. So, guys, it's easy to say he should be, the Bears should have traded. Y'all actually think Jayden Daniels was going to do that without Kingsbury? Come on now. It's easy to say that, trade. But you got to trade all the other intangibles that go along with him. Is Dan Quinn going to be there? Is Cliff Kingsbury going to be there? Y'all believe he's doing that with Eberflus? And that offensive coordinator?
Absolutely not. There's no creativity.
We'll get back to that about AJ in a second. Ocho, Lamar was absolutely frustrated and disappointed post-game. Let's take a listen to his comments after the game.
First half, I had 2 costly turnovers. Me not holding the safety, me just knowing the coverage, me knowing it was man through a BS interception. It was 7-7 at the time. I believe they scored after that. Battle back, fumble, snap, trying to make something happen. Couldn't throw. It was like a RPO play, so I couldn't really throw the ball to likely. The offensive line was down the field, so I was trying to make something happen. Tried to squeeze the ball, it slipped out my hand. Von Miller picked it up, got some yards. I think that led to points for them. So it's a team effort out there. He been busting his behind, he making plays happen out there on that field for us. Came up short. And like I've been saying all season, every time we in situations like this, turnovers play a factor. Penalties play a factor. Tonight, it's a turnover. You can't have that shit, And that's why we lost the game, because as you can see, we're moving the ball wonderfully. It's hold on to the fucking ball. I'm sorry for my language, but this shit annoying. I'm tired of this shit, man.
He frustrated.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I believe there's sometimes you lose, Ocho, and you you can lose and we should have won this game, but I'm not so sure we're the better team.
Right.
I believe deep down to a man, Ravens believe they're the better team.
Yeah.
We played them early in the year. Nothing changed. They got the same players. We got the same players. The location really shouldn't matter. Because, Ocho, we've lost games like on our Super Bowl run, Ocho. Every team that beat us, we lost to Kansas City in Kansas City in the regular season. Come back in the playoffs, beat them because we felt we were the better team. Pittsburgh beat us in Pittsburgh during the regular season. We went back and got that ass.
Yeah.
Because we felt we were the better team. And Mike showed us, you don't turn the ball over. Think about this here. You don't turn the ball over here. We don't give them extra possessions. If we don't turn the ball over, that team can't beat us. Like, why you bull jiving? He right.
Yeah. And most of the time, it don't hit you till after the fact.
You're not thinking about Ocho. You're right. But when he showed us those clips, Ocho, and we watching it, he said, look at this right here. If we hold this block a little longer, tell me what's going to happen. Seven's going to hit 84. He's going to hit Rod. Look at Rod come free on this play. Hey, you get your head inside across this. Look at this gap the TD got to run through.
Right.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, Pittsburgh, we got something for y'all ass. Oh, we coming back to get that. And with a Super Bowl berth on the line, and that's the way we approached it. Hey, we don't turn the ball over against Kansas City, they can't beat us. With that pedestrian ass offense, they can't beat us. No, they can't. They can't.
Wait, matter of fact, I got a question.
Yeah.
Was Priest home? No, that's too
I played against Priest. Priest was on our Super Bowl team in Baltimore.
Okay.
And then he was a free agent. He goes to Kansas City. But what y'all saw Priest do in Kansas City, he used to do that in practice.
Right. Yeah.
Priest used to do that again. We put Priest in the game. Priest was just like that, what you saw him do. I say, oh, he going to be special. I said, Lord, have mercy. I sure wish we could keep him.
Listen, he had one of the prettiest running styles and running forms. Him and Amon Green.
The Priest.
Well, they were nice.
Hey, he's like, Shay, I had to baptize him. But he was a good man. I hate that he had that injury, Ocho, because he had a very similar injury to what Bo Jackson had.
Bo Jackson had,
a very similar injury. Same thing. Hip popped out of socket. He was able to come back once, but he was never the same player. It wasn't to the extent, but it was a very similar injury. But you could hear Lamar talking. You could hear the frustration. Obviously, the NFL would like it if he didn't curse, but like he said, man, I'm sorry for my language. The frustration is built up because the finality of it, Ocho. They get them trash bags tomorrow.
Yeah.
Lamar's gonna be at the Super Bowl, and he ain't gonna be a participant in it. He wanted to be at the Super Bowl, Ocho, and then at the honors, they have him. He's in a conference room, and he's talking about congratulations. Hey, I want to thank everybody that voted for me, the team. This is a team MVP, my teammates, Derrick Henry, the offensive line, Coach Harris believing in him. That's what he wanted. He wanted to do that. He wanted to do that interview, Ocho, via Zoom. I don't want to be there in front of that audience to hold that trophy up. I don't want to do that. I want to thank y'all. I want the trophy to be sitting beside me. I want to hold the trophy up from my room, from the conference room, and have my offensive linemen and have my teammates behind me.
Right.
That's what I wanted. So it's bittersweet. I could. And see, the thing is with him, I noticed when he gets frustrated, he start bouncing, he start going side to side.
Side to side.
he starts. So he really agitated.
He hot.
Yes,
he hot.
I could tell. People keep commenting that I never liked Lamar. I implore you to go watch. Oh, hold on. Can we put that up there? There's
play that. Let him listen to that.
I can't because it's somebody else. It's undisputed.
So we'll get back in the same kind of issue again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they definitely gonna do that. Me, boy.
Oh, okay.
But if you go back and look at the end, I can't even put. Can I put it up on my in my
hold on. I could put it up though, right?
Oh, on your IG, yeah.
No, not forget IG. Everybody that's
on
watching
Twitter.
the chat, all them follow me on Twitter right now
Yes.
anyway. So I could just say, this is what Shannon's talking about. Listen to this
Yes.
real quick.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
I'm gonna do that real quick.
This ain't got nothing to do with like or dislike. I'm just giving you the fact. When a guy just like Jared Goff. So I guess I didn't like Jared Goff because I pointed out he turned the ball over. That led to them losing the game. I mentioned the drops by Andrews. He's gonna probably be even more disappointed than Lamar. He had a big drop. He had a fumble that led to point. Led to 3 points. He had to drop the 2-point conversion. So he's gonna be. But look. They said that when I used to kill Tony Romo, I didn't like white quarterbacks. I kill Aaron Rodgers, I don't like quarterback. I kill Baker, I didn't like white quarterback. If I say something about I don't like black. I hate my own people. So I think I'm doing something right because y'all say I don't really like anybody. When Mahomes doesn't play well, I point that out. Have I not pointed out that Mahomes didn't play well? Of course. Turnovers help you lose a ball game. My point was people like, well, you didn't like Joe Burrow. It ain't got nothing to do with like. I'm saying his turnovers is costing his team. It doesn't matter how well you play. If you turn the ball over, you're gonna lose. Go back and look at Lamar. Ash, how many yards did Lamar have in his first playoff game? It was against the Titans. I think he had over 500 yards of total offense. I think he had like 300 passing. Go back and give me Lamar's first, but he had turnover. His first playoff game against the Tennessee Titans, that was the first year that he won the MVP. Bear with us just a second. But remember Ocho, that was the year he had 36-6.
Yeah.
No, not his second year. The year he won the MVP. The first game he started halfway through the season. They ended up losing they lost to the Chargers, Ocho. The Chargers put like 4 safeties on the field to match his speed.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, for those of you
hold on, Ocho, put it on the iPad, Ash. Go ahead. What are you saying, Ocho?
No, I'm saying for those of you that are in the chat, to give you better context on what Unc had to say about Lamar Jackson. For those of you that feel he doesn't like him because he's critical of him when he doesn't play well, I just tweeted it out, short YouTube clip. If you have opportunity, even while you're watching here, you can go to my Twitter page, to my X page. It's the last thing I tweeted, and just listen to the things he had to say once Lamar got drafted, and really basically everything Unc said, before it even happened, kind of turned and came into fruition. So you can listen to it real quick, and that'll give you a better assessment on how he feels about Lamar, despite him being critical when he doesn't play well.
But that'll ruin the argument, though, Ocho. And then you won't have anything to say. You won't get to say Unc is buck dancing. Unc's a Tom. Unc's cooning. Yeah, won't just step and fetch. See, they won't get to say that. I've got to stick with the tweet. Give me his rush, y'all. Give me his rush thing too, also, Ash. Then, Ocho, I won't be able to follow the Twitter mob. See, we're a mob. We got to stick together. See, if the Twitter mob don't like Unc, I can't like Unc either. So let's just go with that. Now, when Unc was the only one on television speaking up for George Floyd, I ain't hear him say nothing. When Unc was the only one, when Skip and I was talking about Colin Kaepernick every day, when everybody else went away from it, we were talking about it. Unc don't like black people. Unc don't have his own people. Unc this, Unc that. See, y'all don't want to do the research and look at it and say, well, damn, I see what he's saying. It's an update your resume league. That's what sports is. You don't get to be, Ocho. It wasn't like you could have, I led the league in receiving. I'm good, so I'm exempt. It don't work like that. Did he have a fumble?
Like that.
You didn't put it in there though. Okay. In the year that Lamar won the MVP, his first MVP, he was 36 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions. In the loss to the Titans, he was 31 of 59, 365, 1 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He rushed for 143 yards, had another fumble. My point is, look how great he played, But do y'all believe those turnovers played any role in the Ravens losing the game? Yes or no? You absolutely do. But because I pointed it out, guys, we got to stop this. We've got to stop this, that blacks can't critique blacks and be critical of their play. Stop this, y'all. Yeah. It ain't about no dislike. I've got to point the obvious out. He played well. But those turnovers directly, that's almost, Ocho, that's 500 yards of total offense. But those 3 turnovers hurt their chances of winning.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all think so tell me why y'all think he frustrated. So since his turnovers didn't have any bearing, he's going to be the MVP. So you tell me, shouldn't we expect more from an MVP, Ocho? But you don't. No, I don't critique Baker Mayfield as hard as I critique. Oh, really? So you saying Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson on the level playing field? They like this?
No.
Come on, chat. Come on, my people. We better than that. Hold on. Did anybody listen to what I said? Did y'all go to Ocho Twitter X page? Did y'all listen? What did I say? I was the one that went on TV and said, hell no, don't you change no position, Lamar Jackson. You're a quarterback.
Yeah.
And if you can't play at quarterback, say, then I'm going to move. But I'm not moving before y'all give me a chance to play the quarterback position. I said I thought he should go in the top 20. The Ravens had 16 pick. I said, he going to the Ravens. He going to the Ravens at 16. Because I felt if they didn't get him at 16, they weren't going to be able to get him because somebody's going to snatch him up.
Yeah.
Hold on. Come on, Chad. Well, look, I need to be able to see this. Can I see this part of this in this little section right here? Because I want to see what they're saying now. Because I know they don't. I know they went to it and saw it.
The chat moving too fast.
Go ahead. I just want to see what they're saying now.
How you slow it down? You can't slow it down?
No.
Hey, y'all stop typing so fast. I can't see.
But that's all. I mean, when a guy plays well, I'll say a guy played well.
Jesus Christ.
But when he doesn't play well, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to say he played well when he didn't play well?
Hey, it ain't no way I can slow my chat down or it just stay going like this.
Keep moving like that. Because it's moving like that. It's got, Ocho, we got, 70,000+ people in the chat.
Yeah.
Call a friend. Hey. Let's try to get to 80. Tell a friend. But yeah, that's the thing, Ocho. Look.
Yeah.
And I get it. Time told me something about this long time ago. He say, Sharpe, you have to understand your voice carry a lot of weight because of who you are and what you've accomplished. So you just ain't some random talking about football. People know when you talk, the way you talk, you know the game, you understand the game. Plus, you're credentialed. Your resume is impeccable. You were a 7th-round draft pick and accomplished what you accomplished. So your word is going to carry some weight. It's going to sting when you say things about people. And I get that. But
you got to be fair.
That's it. But a lot of guys is that when they see me at events or they see me, they're like, oh, you hard, but you fair, man. You be calling that ish. Mm-hmm. I do. I don't got no bones in the fight. I want to see Lamar do well. I want him to get a championship so the floodgates will open up. Because when the floodgates open up, that pressure will be off of him.
You can just play freely. You play football free.
Yes. He has that kind of ability. Mm-hmm. But this is last year, 2 turnovers. This year, 2 turnovers. His second playoff game against the Titans, 3 turnovers. How many turnovers did he have against Buffalo when they played in Buffalo 2 years ago? I think he only had 1 because I know he threw the pick into the end zone. The pick that got ran back for the touchdown. No fumbles. That's it. We can't get it up. I thought we could put it in the
Damn, that shit moving fast.
Yeah. Wait, we good.
Oh, hey, Unc, hey, look, I can use my finger and make it stop.
Okay.
You ain't know that, huh? Hey. Okay. I ain't know I could touch it. Well, I know I could touch the chat and make it stop. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just all right. Yeah, we good now.
Somebody said talk about Buffalo. We did talk about Buffalo.
We talk about Buffalo. Buffalo play.
Where y'all been at?
Look, Buffalo is that they played the kind of game. What do we always ask Josh Allen to do? Stop turning the ball over. What did Josh Allen do today? What did he do this year that he normally never does? He protected the football.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all we've had. Nobody's ever said Josh Allen wasn't a great quarterback, because he is. But he put himself and his team in harm's way by turning the ball over. When you turn the ball over in the postseason, you pay double. You pay double for turnovers.
Yeah.
So that's but look, no guys, Lamar's not a jag. Lamar's special. He just has to do a better. He just have to do a better job of taking care of the football in the crucial moments in the playoffs. Because in the playoffs, every moment, every possession matters, Ocho. Every possession matters, and it should. It should. I mean, because you're going for the ultimate prize, Ocho.
Mm-hmm.
And because you got to think about it, Ocho. Once you get to the playoffs, it ain't you playing Jacksonville. You playing the Raiders. These are the best. You're going up against other best.
Yeah. That means you have to be at your best.
Look who was on the other side against Lamar. That wasn't Aiden O'Connell. That was Josh Allen. Look who's on the other side of Jared Goff. That was Jayden Daniels. Look who's on the other side of Matthew Stafford. That's Jalen Hurts. Who's on the other side of C.J. Stroud? That's my homeboy.
Yeah.
You see, that's what happens. It's a rarity, especially now, Ocho, because the game is so quarterback eccentric that you're going to get quarterback discrepancy with one is way up here and the other's down there. You're just not going to get that now.
That happened during the regular season only.
Yes, because you don't get to determine who you play. Hey, you gonna play the AFC West or the AFC East, and they might have some crappy quarterbacks, and you go up against them. When you go to the postseason, I thought they did a great job of neutralizing Lamar's legs. I thought Buffalo did an excellent job of that. Something the Steelers couldn't do last week, Ocho, remember?
Yeah.
They couldn't do that. So he not only did they allow Derrick Henry to run wild, they allowed Lamar Jackson to run wild.
Yeah.
But he's just got, like I said, he just got to get over that hump. Most quarterbacks, look, everybody is not Patrick Mahomes. You start one year, you're in the AFC Championship game, and the next year you go win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So you within your first 3 years, Ocho, your first 2 years of starting, you a Super Bowl champ. You in the AFC Championship game, you lose to Tom Brady because you don't get a chance to touch the football. But think about it. They didn't change the rules then. They only changed the rule when my homeboy started winning all this time. Because remember, Brady got the ball. They're like, oh, the defense get paid too. Okay, they do. So why would Mahomes get down the field and they don't get a chance to touch the football now if you don't score? Because before, Ocho, walk-off won it. You kick a field goal. Now, if you don't score a touchdown, well, let everybody do it like college. Let everybody possess the ball at least once.
Shoot, let's shoot at the end, but we might be there all night. With
You
that
might.
rule,
Now somebody got to make it, because I think now in college you get a touchdown, you get 2 touchdowns, and then everything is a 2-point conversion from that point on.
right?
But no, it's not about like or dislike. I try to be as fair as I possibly can. I watch the game intently, about plays, about situation, because it comes down to situational football, Ocho. In situations, who performs the best? That's what it is, about situations, who perform the best in certain situations. Ocho, did you see this today? A.J. Brown went viral earlier for driving a basic Honda Accord. Brown has contracts worth over $150 million. Ocho, I assume you love this. I mean, I ain't finna drive my color in it.
I love it to death. Now I'm sure A.J. Brown has some nice stuff, but obviously because of the weather, I'm not driving nothing nice in this weather. It's snowing, it's sliding. I'm sure there might have been ice on the road. So what you do? You pull out your slider. You pull out your slider. So I like it. The fact that he even has a slider to be able to use lets me know his mind is in the right place. Oh, AJ.
Yeah. And that's what, look, I get it. Because I did, when it's snowing like that, hey, I'm bringing the SUV out.
But you had a big truck, huh?
I had a my first 6 years, I had a 4-door Blazer. My brother.
Blazer?
Yeah, I had a 4-door with cloth seats.
About a Ford?
Huh?
A Ford Blazer?
Chevy.
Oh, Chevy, yeah, Chevy Blazer. Okay.
Ford had the Bronco.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Right. What you thought I was gonna have? I ain't had no money like that. But then I got a little money. I had a Range Rover, and so that's what I would drive. I always had a nice car, but I'm not driving my nice car in that snow.
Oh, you had a Range Rover?
Yeah.
You had me. I like the Lyman. The Lyman had them big trucks that was.
Oh, they have F-150s and Super Duties. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm like, golly.
Man, I think Time got a 650. A Ford.
Time got, for real?
Yeah.
With the 3 doors? With 3 doors on the side?
Mm-hmm.
Shaq had one of them great ones like that.
Yeah. I think they got a 700 now for it. Man, I'm like, man, I can't park that thing because I got individual stalls. Where you gonna park that?
Nowhere.
They taking up 2 parking spots, and you not going in no parking garage with that big ass.
Oh no, absolutely not.
You come out and be a convertible, take the whole top of that thing. I mean, I like it, but that ain't. I mean, time country.
Right.
Yeah, but no, not. Oh no, I'm good with the country. Guys, what are y'all talking about? Oh, I'm paid not to talk about Andrews. We just said, Ocho and I just said, Mark Andrews, he's going to feel worse about this game than Lamar.
I think some of the people commenting, maybe they just joining and they weren't here for the beginning. Because we didn't cover every base you could cover on the game. Quarterback, positional situations, the fumbles, the kick and drop. We talked about it already.
Ocho, we just talked about it. I said Mark Andrews is going to feel worse than Lamar. Because his drop, his fumble, and the 2-point conversion drop.
Yeah.
So what else you want us to say?
They just got here, man. That's not fair.
They're going to be all right, Ocho. Check this out. While Jerry Jones endures the process of hiring Mike McCarthy's replacement as a head coach, 2 of his recent coordinators will be calling plays in the NFC Championship game. If I'm not mistaken, every team has been to the NFC Championship game since Dallas has last been to the NFC Championship game. Every NFC team, let this sink in, Ocho. Every team has played in an NFC Championship game since the Cowboys last went to the NFC Championship game. You got Dan Quinn with a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
In the NFC Championship game. Kellen Moore is calling plays in the NFC Championship game. His first year there.
So who do you think the problem is in Dallas? I'm just curious. Chat. Who do you think the problem is in Dallas? Because everyone that leaves Dallas and goes somewhere else, they seem to have found success.
The coaches thrive.
Or finding success.
Thrive.
So who is the problem? I'm just asking. I'm curious what the chat would say.
Oh, yeah. Mike McCarthy got tired of Kellen Moore getting a little shine. Oh, he wanted to run the ball he wanted to pass the ball too much. And lo and behold, he get Kellen Moore out there, and he throws the ball more than what Kellen Moore did when Kellen Moore was calling the plays. Everybody know whose fault it is.
Yeah. I know who I would like to see be the Dallas coach. I know we've heard the rumblings about Prime going there, and I'm not sure if that would work, that situation, because Prime would be the one to take all the spotlight away from Jerry.
He don't want that.
All of it, tremendously. I think Dak and Chad might not agree with me, but I think Dak and CeeDee Lamb and the rest of the supporting cast offensively would do very well with Ben Johnson and his creativity, with that offense, and being the fact that with Ben Johnson, they would be somewhere statistically in the top 5 when it comes to scoring. I don't know why I just like it. I just think someone like Ben Johnson being in Dallas, not only being the head coach, but also controlling and doing the play calling as well.
Ocho, because he like Al. Man, they had to get Al the sheet. Al needed to know what you was running. We're not gonna get into that. Ocho, in fact, 7 Dallas assistant coaches from 22 or 23 will be participating in the NFC Championship game.
Wait, how many?
7.
Damn.
The last championship game appearance for the Dallas Cowboys was 1995. The Bears, every team has been in the NFC Championship game except the Cowboys in the 2000s. Even the Bears. The Giants won the Super Bowl. The Seahawks, Carolina, Arizona, Falcons, Minnesota, Saints, Packers, Tampa, Rams, 49ers, Detroit, the Commanders, and the Eagles. Hey.
Do you think Jerry knows this, or he doesn't pay it no mind?
Ocho, if you could do whatever you wanted to do and make $300 million, or you could do it the right way, make $300 million, but you're not gonna get no credit. Jerry wants credit. That's what Jerry wants. Jerry wants to be the face.
That ain't working. It ain't working.
He doesn't.
How could you not?
Didn't that man tell you he bought this team? He bought this occupation. He told you that, Ocho. What more you want the man to tell you?
Oh, when you buy an occupation, the point of buying the occupation is for one, so you can succeed and win at it. Not just buy it to tear it down. Not just buy it and be losing.
I want to work on my own car, and it won't ever crank. Instead of me taking it to a auto technician. Instead of me taking it to Ocho, because we got to be politically correct. We can't say mechanic anymore. We got to say auto technician.
You can't say mechanic?
No.
Right, what that mean?
No, because people let's give them the proper credit. They're auto technicians.
Okay, auto technicians.
Shade tree ass mechanic. But in that situation, man, look at this. With a rookie quarterback, Dan Quinn stayed longer than what he probably should because he thought he was going to get the Dallas job. He was going to be willing to give up of himself. We saw Dan Quinn get to the Atlanta Falcons to the Super Bowl, have a 28-3 lead, so he can coach.
Yeah.
He can coach, but nobody. Ben Johnson is not going to be Ben Johnson in Dallas. He needs to go somewhere where he's going to have control. It looks like all indication is pointing to the Raiders. I wouldn't be surprised within the next 2 to 3 days he's going to the Raiders.
How are we going to the Raiders? We don't got no quarterback.
He doesn't want to. Listen, a lot of times guys don't want to be in a situation with Detroit. A guy that gave him his start, I don't really want to be in that situation. Dan Quinn said, I don't care. Dan Quinn said, I'm tired of this. You told me you were going to make something happen for your boy, and you ain't do it. So guess what? I'm going to go here and beat your ass. I'm just saying, Ocho. There's a really disturbing video that came out yesterday. A real estate developer shared footage of him being profiled by a neighbor at a home he built in an affluent neighborhood. In order for us to do this video justice, we have to show the video, guys. So we ask you to bear with us, because in order to give it to do it justice and give you the proper context, we must show the video in its entirety. Now, the video is like 3 minutes long. We're asking you to please bear with us so we can have this conversation and do it justice and provide context. Let's take a look at the video, Ocho.
We need to. What's going on? Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do? Papa. I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
So what are you doing here?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on. Hey.
They just left the store.
Did someone come here?
That was my wife. Somebody chased her up here. And she had kids.
Who chased her?
She said somebody in a silver
There was a guy
truck.
in a gray truck, and he came
So
around the corner,
I don't know if you guys have a
and I was
reading.
in the street, and so I come up, and I just have my kids, and so I'm like gonna pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope." And then he sat here, and I was like, "I need to get in."
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah. He lives here. So he came in and he said there's this lady screaming, and I'm like, that's.
She got all worried that some.
Scared the crap out of me.
How?
I'm so sorry.
How did he scare you though?
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody? Because I was pulling up out.
And I saw someone walking in our driveway too, and I'm like, why is someone walking in our driveway?
Well, I'm
Well,
sorry.
all right, sorry.
What?
I don't.
She said that someone was following her. So you were walking from there?
You came this way, didn't you?
No, I came down this street right here.
Yeah.
And I was riding slow because I'm looking at our Christmas lights.
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with 2 kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking, this could be his house. But you didn't say, this is my home. You just said, are you looking? I was like,
I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me, did I live here? I said, yeah.
And you said, no, you don't.
And you said, I don't think you do.
It was obviously you could tell that I was really caught off guard.
Like I'm pulling in my, it's like I'm pulling in my house. Like this is not, this neighborhood is probably one of the best neighborhoods in Ohio.
It is.
You don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Well, I'm very sorry. I really hope that you're not upset with me.
Come on, baby, go in the house. Let's go.
You told me that I didn't. You said you didn't think I lived here.
It was the way that you were talking. I was so caught off guard. I'm so sorry.
You standing on somebody else's porch. You don't live there. And because the man just said, hey, I live here. Now, Ocho, you hear what she said? You have to understand my point of view. We're always asked to understand their point of view, all the while never seeing our point of view. You don't get to stand on my porch and ask me a question about my D house. What are you doing on my front doorstep? You see what she did? And she went running screaming. Now, call the cops. Now he gets blasted. Oh, this man was chasing me. See, they had to release the video because she was lying. So she left them no choice because they tried to handle it. They handled it way, way better than I would have ever handled it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Obviously, listen, depending on who it is in that affluent neighborhood, you know.
You see?
You know, there's some people
that
would handle
it supposed to be
a whole
there.
different way.
Affluent doesn't rhyme with black. Affluent is only supposed to mean a certain group. need to look like her. She's like, oh, you have to understand of somebody alone with 2 kids. Clearly, you're not that concerned because your ass outside in the dark with you and your 2 kids. So clearly, you're not concerned. But now all of a sudden, you have to see my point of view, a sick woman with 2 kids.
Right, and I'm confused. If you're a neighbor, if you've been in the neighborhood already, you haven't seen your neighbors? You've never seen them before? I'm just curious.
I mean,
I don't know, but stuff like this happens all the time, though. Huh? But this is nothing new.
Real bad,
Ocho. It was caught on camera this time.
Yes, see, that's my point. What if it wasn't caught on camera? You know, everybody gonna believe her side of the story.
Absolutely.
What if she called the police and the police come and ask this man to identify yourself? And he's like, I don't want to identify myself. This is my house.
I'm home. Yeah.
You see? And now she done disabled all of her social media, and she done did an IG live talking about people are calling me racist. You don't understand. We understand. We absolutely 1000% understand what you did. Instead of trying to say, look, I was wrong. You don't get to go on somebody else's front porch, Ocho, and ask him. Yeah. And if they say, do you live here? He says, yes. You said you didn't believe him. You don't live there. So who cares if he lived there? Your ass don't live there.
And then, hold on, did she not walk away, left the stroller, screaming help?
Yes. Running down the street, screaming, help, help, help what? He should have been screaming.
Hey, it's sad. Even during this time, nothing has changed.
How do you get to play victim, Ocho, when you initiated this whole thing? You see, that's what happens a lot of time on social media. But this is real life. People will say whatever they want to say to you. Women will say to, oh, Shannon, you, and I don't let it go. Ocho, you know, I told my New Year's resolution. I ain't gonna let it bother me. People still say things, oh, you thick tongue, you can't talk. Now, see, when I talk about you, oh, does ESPN know you talk about women like this? Oh, now ESPN didn't know I talk about women like this. When you hopped your hot ass on my timeline and tried to get one off, and I click, because you know I keep that thing. I keep that thing on me, Ocho. I got 1,000 jokes. I'm on number 12.
Yeah, you got to tweet like I do, man. It's fun, and you got to understand.
I let it go.
No, you can't let it go, man. So listen. So let me tell you something. If somebody walk up and slap you, gonna turn the other cheek?
Ocho, I pray. You know, I pray every night. The God just leave me be.
Now, what that ain't got nothing to do with what I just asked you. If somebody walk up and slap you on the left side of your cheek, are you gonna turn the right side so you can slap that one too?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move on. I'm just gonna say, Lord.
You got to control your Twitter the way I do, Unc. You have people that are positive, and I engage with them in a positive manner. You have people that talk to me negatively, and I engage with them in a negative manner. It keeps a happy balance on the timeline. Everything can't be positive.
No,
it can't.
I just don't respond.
That's not the way the app works. So if somebody shoots at you, I'm telling you, regardless of what your New Year's resolution may be, you have to talk trash back. We love that. The people love that. It keeps the timeline balanced. If everything is always happy, it ain't. No.
It's all good.
You need that. Hey, listen, negativity and talking trash and engaging with people, whether negative or positive, it builds character.
But
it builds character.
It does. But you know what, Ocho? We don't ever get to the next state. We don't ever get to stand on somebody's porch and ask them, you live here? I don't believe you. You notice that never happened to any of us. We never get on camera being at the wrong place and saying,
right,
oh, is this your house?
Listen,
I don't give a damn. You think I care? You
Mm-hmm.
actually think I care whose house it is? I'm minding my business. They throw their hand up, I throw my hand up and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But you on this man's place, on this man's front porch. He said he lived there. You say you don't believe him. You leave your stroller. You take off running, screaming, yelling, help, help, help. You don't know who could have heard that, came out shooting, and then what? I'm sorry? Uh-oh?
Yeah. And it could have gone bad depending on what type of cop showed up.
That's my point, Ocho. That's my only point. How many times have we seen a situation like this happen because of a lie? Emmett Till died behind of a lie.
Or people being nosy.
Yes.
What's young dude that was running? Remember? He was jogging.
That's that in Brunswick. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Come on now.
But we don't get that benefit, because how many times there have been a lot of times that we call the cops and we end up getting arrested. We call the cops on them.
Yeah.
I just hated this. My heart broke for this family, because it could have. And see, people quick to say, "Oh, but it didn't." No, it's not that it didn't. It's the fact that it happened to begin with.
Yeah.
We're in 2025 and stuff like this is still happening.
Yeah. And the funny thing about it, regardless of it being 2025, it could be 2050. It's still gonna always go on. You know, we just have to do a better job at trying to disengage in those situations.
How you gonna why I gotta disengage at my house?
I mean, I know what you mean. I'm just saying in general.
Ocho, just think about it. You pull up to your house, you pull up to your mansion, and somebody standing on your front porch. You live here? You like, yeah. I don't believe you.
Yeah. Bitch, how you got through my gate? Oh, shoot, my bad. Okay, my bad. I was doing good tonight. That's my first one. I'm sorry.
Yes, bro. My first thing is like, do you live here? Why? I don't know if I live there, but I know you don't. Now again, why are you on that porch?
Why you on my porch?
Yes. Man, please. She was doing too much. She did entirely too much. It was so unnecessary. And then the fact that she's yelling and screaming like somebody was chasing her. She left this couple no choice but to release that video because she had told, and the family got tired of her lies upon lies upon lies. And it says, you know what? It's all captured on ring cam. It's everything that transpired is captured. Now she's trying to go back. You got to understand my point of view. A mother with 2 kids. If you're so afraid, why is your ass out that time of night with 2 kids? If you're that afraid, clearly you're not that afraid. You're not that afraid. And yeah, she went and got her husband. You see, that's where I'd have had to whip him. You see how that's the thing, Ocho. I'd have had to whip him.
You gonna put hands on him, Mom?
Get off my property. Get off my property, you gonna get whipped. And I'm gonna call my wife, you whip her too. Nah, you ain't finna play in my face like that.
Oh man.
I'm like, oh, you ain't got your husband. What you ain't got him for? The best thing y'all can do, is to turn around and go on back home. Cause this ain't gonna end well for either one of y'all.
You gotta hit it. You gotta hit it with that Bernie Mac. You look like you're trying to do something to me.
Hey, it won't be an affluent neighborhood when I get through with them. Nah, don't play like that. Don't do people like that. When you wrong, don't exacerbate a situation by lying. You was wrong.
You know they play victim quick now.
That's it. You effed up, and then you want to play victim.
Quick.
No. So hopefully everything gets resolved. The couple. I am sorry that you had to go through this. That's why, you move in a neighborhood and you think you're safe and everything's going to be okay. And then it doesn't matter. This happened. This. In my neighborhood on my porch. My kids, my family got to witness this. And all the while you pretend like you're the victim? No. We're the victim. And it's all because of you and your jaded perception
that we don't belong here.
We don't belong. How y'all look? You can't look like that and belong here. Ocho, now it's time for our last segment of the evening. It's time for Q and A. Go ahead, bro. Architect Nice TV said it's sad that fans today don't understand the difference between criticism and hate. There's no gray area nowadays. They call it either you're a D-rider or a hater. Continue to be great, guys. They do. They do. But it has a lot to do, like I said. I'm not saying that fans shouldn't love their team, love their players, but no player is beyond reproach. No player is beyond criticism. Y'all go check my record. Go check my record. Peyton got it. Brady got it. Rodgers got it. Mahomes have got it. Romo's got it. Dak's got it. Baker Mayfield's got it. Cam Newton has got it. Matt Ryan has got it. Brett Favre got it.
I got it.
Bro, no professional athlete has ever been born that's above criticism. Doesn't work like that. If you play good, I'm going to say you played good. But if you played bad, I've got to say that too. And it's okay. Ocho, it is okay. There's no such thing as perfection all the time.
As much as we strive to be as perfect as possible, it's impossible to reach.
You're a lie. To say you had never heard me criticize Patrick Mahomes, that's that's disingenuous.
Whoa, you did it this year, multiple times.
Did it last year too. And said the reason why they're losing game last year because he's turning the ball over too much.
All over, yeah.
Instead of, before y'all come with some facts, all you gotta do is come with facts. But facts ruin an argument, Ocho. But and he was saying, Ocho, people don't understand the difference between criticism and hate.
Right.
If you play in a sport, I think, and my job is to critique and analyze, I'm supposed to offer that. I ain't some guy in the street that you doing something that I couldn't do. Hello? Y'all better check what's behind me. Y'all don't see my basement, but y'all better check them jerseys with them patches on the wall. I ain't jealous of that. I got no problem giving people credit. Y'all have heard me say I've heaped effusive praise on Kelsey and Gronk and Gates and Gonzo. I'm cool with what I was able to do. No hate, no envy. Quarterbacks, I have a great appreciation because I know how hard it is to play that position. But when you were a little kid and they say all the quarterbacks in this line, where you took your ass and lined up? The quarterback line. You know what comes along with that. Lineman on me. D lineman on me. Wide receivers over there. Running back. DBs, linebackers. You chose the line. Criticism come along with that. But guess what else will come along with that? Big paydays.
Huge.
Big jobs. What position did Tony Romo play?
Quarterback.
What position did Troy Aikman play?
Quarterback.
What position did Tom Brady play?
He was a quarterback.
One guy makes $37.5 million. Another guy makes $17.5 million. Another guy makes $19 million. Robert Lee said, Shannon, you're wasting your time. Our people are conditioned to be victims. Constructive criticism, no matter how kind, they take it as a slight. They do. They do, because it's easy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, know what it is, Ocho? It's easier to blame someone else than take responsibility for one's acts.
Yeah.
How many times, Ocho, you heard somebody say, man, coach ain't like me? What about you? What about you showing up late to practice? What about you not coming to practice?
What about messing up assignments in practice?
In practice. So you play no role. It's hard for me to believe that a coach is everything is predicated on them winning and losing. A guy that can help them win. I refuse to be a professional victim. It is what it is. I know what it is going into it. I'm able to prepare for it. I'm going to be so good, you ain't got no choice but to give me the job. But now I can sit back here and blame somebody else for it, Ocho. Man, I ain't got that job, man. They ain't even like me. Andrew Warren said, best friends tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. They do. I've been very fortunate to have those kind of people in my life, Ocho. Like I said, I got my two best friends, Bucket and Burns. Hey, Bucket quick to say, homeboy, I love you, but you wrong in this situation.
Yeah. And that's the problem in today's era too, Unc. You got to think about it. Whoever is the golden goose, most of the time, the people around them are yes men. Are people that don't have their best interests at heart. Look at some of the incidents that have happened in the NFL in the offseason.
Yes.
The offseason has come up for a lot of people this year. They're going to be people that get in trouble, Unc. They're going to be people that get in trouble that have entourages around them that won't tell them, you know, what you're getting ready to do. It ain't a good idea. You know what? You've been drinking. You don't need to drive. You know what? I'm going to drive you home. Matter of fact, we're going to leave the car here. Give me your key. We're going to take an Uber.
Yeah.
You'll see people that don't have their best interest because, if you challenge the person who's making the money, that means he might cut your water off.
Yeah.
So everything you do is a yes.
Yep.
Yes. Not telling them what to do and what's in their best interest. Yeah, bro, I don't really think you should do that, bro. I love you, but this ain't it.
Mm-hmm.
It's different.
It is
different now.
And that's the thing, Ocho. You're right. I just, for me, it's just, I need to know. That's your job. Your job sometimes is to protect me from me.
Oh, hold on. That's a good one, man. I got to use that. In my next argument. I can use that.
But that's why, Ocho, that's why you have, like, in certain situations, my partner's supposed to protect me. Even if I want to wallow, she's like, hey,
yeah,
boy, you ain't finna mess up this money.
Man. That's a good line I could use. Like I'm gonna deliver it too.
Yes, you're not gonna. But I was having an argument. She's like, Shannon, let that go.
Right.
For what? You willing to risk all that over something petty?
Right.
No. That's what
I done brought you in my life. Hoping at some point with what I envision after explaining my long-term goals to you. I see you and visualize you as an asset to me.
Yes.
And I'm here to be able to protect me from myself. But this is what you want to do?
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't egg it on.
And right there on that spot right there, when I give that delivery, I'm going to let a tear drop out the right eye. Because if a tear drops out the right eye, that let them know you're serious.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, I'm ready. I got that set up. I got it right here in my notes.
Oh, man. Chris Guadalupe said, Ocho, Buffalo took out both of Unc's teams. So he can't say the word Buffalo, Buffalo wings, Buffalo sauce, Buffalo stampede.
Hey, Buffalo soldiers. Hold on. You can't, you talk about you wanted Buffalo nickels. You can't even say Buffalo nickels no more.
Hey, Chris, whose side you on, man? Yeah,
That's
Buffalo got both of my squads, man.
Yeah, they out of there.
Both of them.
They out of
there. Damn. Bobby Blair said, what Josh Allen is doing is not really, with no real elite weapons on offense, is so impressive. Allen elevates everyone around him, puts the team on his back. That's why he's my MVP. Look, considering what they lost, like I said, I thought Lamar's season was too great not to be rewarded with an MVP. But Ocho, if they were to give him the MVP, you can't be. I mean, you lose Gabe Davis, you lose Stephon Diggs. Milano missed a lot of the season. White's gone, Poirier's gone, Hyde is gone. Von Miller was suspended a little bit. Who else got Kincaid got nicked, your tight end. he's been spectacular. We asked him,
Yeah.
Josh, we need you to do what you normally do minus the turnovers, and he sliced it.
Mm.
He did that in the season. Another guy had. There have been a lot of great seasons. You look at Rodgers won the MVP, but Patrick Mahomes was like 38-6.
Mm.
But Rodgers was 44-7. Is what it is. Only look, if Josh were to go on and win the Super Bowl, he would probably be the MVP. I don't think he'd be too disappointed. I think that would take some of the sting out of it. Gelato said, tell Lamar, give that MVP to Josh. The MVP is a regular season award. And, and we have this discussion every year. Give the MVP, wait until the playoffs is over. They've never done that.
Ever. And they're not changing it now.
Yes.
No time soon, later on in the future.
Yes. JPS World up from fellow SSU alum. I love the show. Will Lamar career go down as a player who's beastly in the regular season but can't win the big one? I think if he doesn't win the big one, I think it'll be disappointing. Mm-hmm. You can't say that it's a failure. A guy that's won 3 MVPs, because remember, they wanted him to be a running back, to say change a wide receiver. He won 3 MVPs. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be disappointing if he has all those MVPs and no Super Bowl on his mantle. That's just me personally. Some people might say, hey, but I think, for him to be as great as he is, and at the end of the day, not have that ultimate prize, because that's why you pay. He's going to have money. He's going to have more money than he ever imagined. He's probably going to have $300-400 million in his bank account when his career is over. But I think the thing that he's going to want more, if he doesn't get one, is that Super Bowl. Tim Lee say, I know some people are going to blame it all on Andrews, but Lamar 2 turnovers and the Bears' responsibility for the loss. Lamar playoffs woes continue. Better quarterback won. Simple as that. He said it. He knows he can't turn the ball over. He turned the ball over, and they got points out of it. It's unfortunate because normally when the quarterback doesn't play well, they don't win. Right. It's really not that complicated. And that's what so Jared Goff threw for over 300 yards. So what role did those turnovers play in Detroit losing? Did they play any role? Of course they did. Yeah. We can't say because the quarterback turned the ball over, Ocho, we like said quarterbacks and now try to minimize the turnovers in said game. It doesn't work like that.
But this is also, too, when it comes to having a team collectively.
Yes.
When a quarterback doesn't play well, or Lamar Jackson, in this case, tonight, turns the ball over twice, that's when you need the teammates
to pick you up. You need defense to get some turnovers from you.
Not only defense, but you need the offensive players to make some of those plays.
Yeah,
to make
you're right.
Counter
for
those turnovers. Because you're gonna have mistakes in the game. Now we just talked about it. You want to be as perfect as possible and play a perfect game. But they're going to be ups and downs. They're going to be momentums. They're going to be swing shifts. And there were swing shifts in the game. But there are moments in the game where, Lamar Jackson to turn the ball over. You know what, Mark Andrews, right now, I need you. I need you to help me. Help me for the mistakes I made early in the game. That was his chance.
Yeah.
The game of football is all about moments, huh?
Yes.
It's all about moments.
Yeah. If Mark could have come down with that 2-point conversion, it'd have been very interesting to see how this thing plays out from that point on, Ocho. Yeah. We'll never know. We'll never know, Ocho. But it would have been very interesting to see this thing 27-27, and now you put it back on your defense. It says, get us this ball back, or let's go to overtime, and we'll see what happens from there.
I would love
Dean Jill, if I'm Mark Andrews, I'm keeping my helmet on in the locker room. Them boys might lay hands on him. No, he played well. No, I mean, look, I've been there. It's tough. It's tough when you have drops, or you have a fumble, or you have a play that potentially costs your team a game, it's tough. It's tough. And all your teammates gonna say all the right things. Man, it's not on you. It's a team game. There were other plays out there that could have been made. You ain't. That's not what. Yeah, it's good that your teammates got your back, but deep down inside, it's like it's killing you. It's killing you. Trust Lab. Ravens need to go all in on Lamar. They didn't have a number one receiver on the field at most important time. That tells me Ed DaCosta needs to build a better roster. Bro, his number one receiver got hurt. What do you think he's going to go get another number one? You think Mike Evans was available? Was CeeDee Lamb available? I mean, I'm trying to figure out what you thought he was going to get at this late of the season. There are no number ones available come playoff time if they're not on the roster. Ain't nobody go, hey, bro, let me borrow your number one receiver. You ain't in the playoffs. It's not lawnmowers. You need your grass cut, you go borrow a neighbor's. It don't work like that, Ocho.
Yeah, it don't.
You see, again, now this man, Ocho, this man said Eric DaCosta did not build a roster around Lamar.
The roster is built.
Ocho, come on. See? You see what I'm saying, Ocho? He went and got him Derrick Henry. You got two tight ends that are top 10. Zay Flowers is the first drafted wide receiver by the Ravens to make the Pro Bowl. Rashad Bateman played well. Come on, guys.
You don't need no number one receiver, because the number one receiver in that offense will be frustrated and mad than a motherfucker. If you understand the Ravens offense and what they do, they run the ball.
But Ocho, even though they run the ball, Lamar threw for 41 touchdowns. How?
Yeah.
Only one other quarterback threw for that many touchdowns, and they didn't even make the playoff. That's Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And you talk about the roster isn't built around Lamar? This is what I'm talking about, Ocho. See, Ocho, this is what I'm talking about. When Lamar wins, it's Lamar. When Lamar loses, it's the roster isn't good.
No.
So the roster is not good. So this man has won 3 MVPs with crappy rosters. Look how many Pro Bowlers they had. They had more Pro Bowlers and more All Pros than any other team.
9, if I'm not mistaken, right? 9 players, or am I wrong?
Yes.
Yeah. They have a phenomenal roster.
Roquan Smith is the first team All-Pro. Marlon Humphrey is the first team All-Pro. Lamar is the first team All-Pro. Derrick Henry is the second team All-Pro. Pat Ricard is the first team All-Pro to run it, the fullback. You got 4 Pro Bowlers on offense. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, your center, I think, is an All-Pro, a Pro Bowl player. Lamar's in the Pro Bowl. Derrick Henry's in the Pro Bowl. Ricard's in the Pro Bowl. The center's in the Pro Bowl. And Zay Flowers. That's 5 guys on offense in the Pro Bowl. Marlon Humphrey's in the Pro Bowl. Raekwon Smith is in the Pro Bowl. You got 2 D linemen, Matabikwe, and I forget the other guy's name, 90 or 99. 90 is in the Pro Bowl. So you got 9 guys in the Pro Bowl. And the roster's not good enough, huh? Your 2 tight ends combined for more touchdown catches than any other tight end group in the NFL. But the roster's not good enough, huh? They didn't give. I mean, how many yards did Josh Allen pass for tonight? The secondary, I thought, would be what would let them down. I thought they did a pretty good job. I don't think Josh Allen passed for 200 yards. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen passed for 127. Did they have, how many yards did James Cook rush for? I mean, that last run notwithstanding, the last run kind of put the nail in the coffin. But up until that, how many yards did they rush for? They had 67 total rush yards? Cook had 67 rush yards. What was the guy that got that last run that was what, 20 yards?
I think it was Davis, huh?
Yeah. But how many rush yards did the Ravens have? Ravens ran the ball for 176 yards. Lamar had like 250 passing. Come on, guys. They lost. Let's not make excuses for why they lost. This is not a roster issue. You just got to play better. You just can't turn the football over. This is not a roster issue. It's never a roster issue. Mozano is Harbaugh the most on the hot seat soon. Every year they're hyped as Super Bowl contenders. They choke. Then it's excuses like Lamar, no help, or fire Greg Roman. Who's the scapegoat this year? I don't know. I mean, Todd Monken might get a job.
Deservingly so.
Yes. All I know, he's been there 2 years, and he got a guy the MVP, but that don't matter. It's all Lamar. Because Greg Roman got him that, got him to this, and it's never enough. We got to stop trying to find somebody to put it on. Lamar has to do a better job of taking care of the football. Guys, when they get in position to make plays, they got to make those plays. It's as simple as that. This is not a roster issue. This is not a defense. I mean, defense like, hold on, bro. If we don't turn the ball over, that's 10 points right there. So we don't really only would have gave up 17. You put the ball in harm's way. We put the ball in harm's way as an offense. If I told you Josh Allen was only going to throw for 127 yards and they were going to run the air out of the football, you're like, oh, Baltimore going to win this game.
Yeah.
Baltimore going to win this game.
If you look at the stats, right, you take away the score line and showed it to somebody who didn't watch the game, who do you think they're going to say won the game?
Baltimore.
Just by looking at
Look, what was Baltimore on third down? Baltimore was damn near like 60% on third down. Okay, they were 70%. I lied.
That's even better. 70% on third down. You know what? 98% of the time, that's a game.
Yeah. Ocho, I think Kansas City was the best third down conversion team at 49%. The Ravens was 70% tonight.
Crazy.
Will said, what do the Ravens need to do with Todd Monken? He knows the formula for winning, but yet he puts the ball in the air. Yeah, Ocho and I, we talked about that. Ocho and I thought they got away from the run too soon, especially in the first half. They come out in the second half and realize who they are. They're the Baltimore Ravens. They're the bullies of Baltimore, and they go right down the field. I think they might have threw the ball once, maybe twice on that drive, and they go right down the field. Would I have been disappointed if they'd have had 40-plus rushes? Nope. 50? Nope. Because, hell, I think they almost had 50 rushes last week against Pittsburgh. Sean Smith said, should the Ravens try to get T. Higgins or Tyreek in the offseason? You can get T. Higgins. You can get Tyreek. Guys, if you turn the ball over in the playoffs, you're going to get beat.
No matter who you got.
It's really that simple, guy. Football, look, yeah, they got all these intricate calls, and they got to play that's so long now, this and X slide and 50 this and all that. But at the end of the day, can you take care of can you protect your quarterback, and can you protect the football?
That's it. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. I don't think people understand it comes down to just that. Just that in the playoffs. To give your team the best chance to win, you got to protect the ball. You could have Jesus of Nazareth at receiver. If you turn the ball over twice with the fumble, you're losing the game.
Look at the teams that lost this weekend. What did all of them do except the Texans? Detroit, what did they do? Turn the ball over. The Rams, what did they do? Turn the ball over. Baltimore, what did they do? Turn the ball over. Now, the Texans didn't turn the ball over, but what did the Texans allow? They allowed the quarterback to get sacked 8 times. Kemper Norwood Jr., my question is if the Bills show up against Kansas City when it matters, because if they do, I'll channel my inner Shannon Sharpe. It's going to be a great game.
Very good game.
It's going to be, look, I tell you what, I think Buffalo and Buffalo fans, don't want Patrick Mahomes to have the ball with a chance to beat them late in the ball game. They don't want that.
Mm.
They want this game to be put away
Early.
because he's been there, he's done that. And this game's going to come down to turnovers. Who protects the ball? Both teams are cold weather teams. Both teams are built to deal with the cold weather. We know it gets cold in Kansas City. It was cold last week in Kansas City. We know it gets cold in Buffalo. So ain't nobody got no advantage. No one. The advantage is who's going to protect the football better. Same thing. It ain't nothing new. The formula hadn't changed. You take care of the ball, you increase your chance of winning. You turn the ball over, you decrease your chance of winning. It's really that simple, Ocho. Actually, the Bucks led it. Oh, they said the Bucks led the league in third down conversion at 51%. The Chiefs at second at 48.5. The Ravens was second at 48.2. And the Ravens was 70% tonight. If you'll lead the league every year in third down percentage, Ocho, 50% is great. If you pick up 50% of the third down, because now you stay on the field and give yourself an opportunity to keep the ball and move the ball close and get the ball in the end zone, score points, touchdown, and field goal. Ray was 7 of 10. What would they have been if they don't turn the ball over, Ocho?
Them points.
Scooty Puff said, Shannon killed Burrow for every turnover this year. Said it with his chest. Now he's all soft when Lamar has 2 turnovers in the divisional playoff game. Bro, that's my point. When you say that, what did you say I did? Burrow did what? Turnovers. They lost. You see? Ta-da! When you turn the ball over, no matter how great you play, you decrease your team chances of winning. That's what I wanted you to say, Scooty Puff. That's what I wanted you to say, Scooty Puff. That's it. See, Ocho?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you let them make your point for you. See, he thought he tried to trap me. But he made my point.
He made the point.
Turnovers. No matter how great you play. Sheldon Polk, have you and Ray Buchanan ever became cool after the war of words before the Super Bowl? Man, I didn't see Ray after that. I hadn't seen Ray in, that was in what, 98? And I ain't seen Ray in damn near 30 years.
For real?
No.
I wonder where Ray at, man. Ray was good, boy. Pretty boy Ray.
For 1 year. Christopher Tillman said, I'm a Raiders fan, but I'm a Raiders fan, but I can still see you catching the ball across the middle, bumping your head on the goalpost when you were tired on that run. Comes down to play, Ocho. You don't turn the ball over. That was the difference with us in 2000. Yeah. Outstanding defense. Take care of the football.
Yep.
Long as we don't put our defense on the short field, there ain't nobody driving the ball. You ain't driving no 80, 90 yards on that defense, no 70 yards on that defense. Please.
On them? Man.
No. Absolutely not.
That wasn't happening.
No. Tsunami, who's the best quarterback in the NFC? Hell, after this run, it might be Jayden Daniels.
Yeah. If the Lions hadn't lost, would you have golf up there as the best?
Who made the Pro Bowl for the NFC? Golf. Oh, Jayden Daniels. Who else? Oh, Sam Darnold.
Okay. I forgot about Sam.
No. Me personally, I don't think Jared Goff is better than Matthew Stafford. That's my personal opinion. But it's hard for me. It's Ocho. It's just hard for me to say after one season, because I want to see what happens sophomore season. Because we were ready to anoint C.J. Stroud, and we see what happened this year.
Right.
So let's give it some time. There's enough time for Jayden Daniels. His first year was superb. Let's not take away from that. Shockwave truth. After all the turnovers, the play to be made was not made by Mark. He could have made up for the fumble. See you in New Orleans. Got my tickets. You're right. If you turn the ball over like they did in the first half, they come back and win this game, you're like, hey, you play through those. They overcame adversity, didn't succumb to it, and they won. And that's what it comes down to, Ocho. Sometimes you have to overcome your own mistakes. Those self-inflicted wounds, you're right. But I know the minute that Mark Andrews bobbled that ball, Ocho, it was gone.
Yeah.
You're not bobbling the ball in those kind of conditions and catching it.
All the glove, you know, the new gloves they got now, all that it does nothing in the cold weather for you at all.
Nope. Hold on. When they come in, do they use kicking balls on the 2-point play, or do they use regular balls? Because you know the kicking ball is different than a regular than the one they play with on every down.
The kicking balls,
that thing's slick.
It's slick. Now,
because that ball looked like it had a little sheen on it.
Yeah, the little shine.
Yeah, I'm not making excuses because Lamar hit him. He should have caught the ball. But I don't know, chat. Y'all know the dip. Y'all know what? You look. Actually, looking it up. Ashley gonna find that out. Vanessa Smith said, today is my 60th birthday. Can you guys wish me a happy birthday? We sure can, Vanessa. Happy 60th birthday. Hopefully you did something fun today. You had, went out, we did brunch. Family, friends, loved one. I don't know if you're in a relationship. Maybe your significant other took you to get a nice meal and you got an opportunity.
I see you shooting the shot. Okay, that was slick.
He don't shoot no shot.
I see you shooting the shot. Hey, Vanessa, he's shooting the shot. Send him a DM.
No. Kyle Payne said, can I get a birthday shout out from Unc Ocho? I'm a Navy veteran. Kyle, congratulations, bro. Happy birthday.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Not only to you, but all the other men and women around the world that protect us and allow us to live free, rest comfortably, because we have people like you on that wall. Thank you for your service, Kyle Payne. Tony B&R, don't forget, it's MLK Day. It's the day of service. Get out there and do something in the community. Get out there and do something in the community. Okay. I'm going out there and try to find me a straggler then. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do something for the community. I'm going to help the community out. Man, let me stop, man. Yes, I know, Tony, I know it's MLK Day. It's a very important day for us. And
MLK? Anybody in the chat? The parade tomorrow?
What parade?
In Miami, Martin Luther King Jr. parade.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I fly home. My flight at 5 a.m. But yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna hit the parade.
Yeah, hit the parade. I don't know if that's doing something for the community, but okay, I get your point.
Yeah, I'm supporting the parade. I'm going to support. I might pull out my dirt bike and ride with them boys.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of Nightcap. I'm your favorite Unc, Shannon Sharpe, the Liberty City legend, the Bingo Ring of Fame honoree, the Pro Bowler, the All-Pro. That's Chad Ochocinco Johnson. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Tell family, friends, and loved ones to do likewise. Subscribe and hit the like button. Go subscribe to the Nightcap podcast feed wherever you get your podcast from, and tell a friend and a loved one and a family member to do the exact same thing. Thank you guys for your continued support. We had almost 80,000. Guys, next week, let's try to hit that magic number. We've been close. We hit 94 last year's Super Bowl. Let's see if we can get over 100,000 in next week's chat. We would greatly appreciate that. Thank you for your continued support. Please make sure you check out Shea by Laportier. Let's celebrate. There's a lot to be thankful for. What better way to celebrate than with a bottle of Shea by Laportier? Now, if you cannot find it in a city or a state near you, you order it. We'll ship it directly to your door. Please do me a favor. Please drink responsibly. Go follow my media company page on all of its platforms. Shay Shay Media, and my clothing company, 84, with 84 being spelled out. This is one of our new releases. It's the Nightcap T Thermal. We had other T-shirts, sweats, beanies, koozies, and mugs. Quantities are limited, so please make sure you grab yours while supplies last. Tickets for the Super Bowl show in New Orleans. It's our first spring tour stop. Tickets for the for the VIP meet and greet is sold out. But there's still many tickets left to attend the big show. February the 6th in New Orleans at the Mahalia Jackson Theater. Be there. It's going to be great entertainment. Nightcap and Club Shay Shay, both nominated for NAACP Image Award. Nightcap was nominated for Outstanding Podcast, Arts, Sports, and Entertainment. Club Shay Shay was nominated for Outstanding Podcast, Society, and Culture. Please go vote for your guys, us. Link is pinned in our social bios. The Bills moved to the AFC Championship game to face the Kansas City Chiefs with a 27-25 victory. Baltimore had a chance to tie it up, potentially get it in overtime, but the 2-point conversion was failed, and Buffalo ran out the time, and they moved to face the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game with a 27-25 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. The Eagles will host division rival the Washington Commanders with a 28-22 victory over the Rams. Saquon Barkley ran wild again. He had another 26-carry game, 205 yards with 2 touchdowns, both runs. I think he's had 4 touchdowns. All 4 touchdowns against the Rams this year covered at least 60 yards. Jalen Hurts suffered an injury in that game, so we'll see how that plays out. But he did finish the second half. So with the Super Bowl riding on it, Buffalo is in Kansas City. The Commanders are in Philly with a chance to go to the Super Bowl in New Orleans. That concludes this episode of Nightcap. I'm Unc. He's Ocho. We'll see you tomorrow after Ohio State, Notre Dame.